everyone, and welcome to Midgard RPG. My name is Hikaru, and we're here today with Titan's Heir. I don't know why I keep defaulting to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It's just like habit now. I guess it's just the one we do the most. Um, but yes, Titan's Heir, the campaign by DM Dave, who actually has a Kickstarter right now. We're not sponsored, but yeah, if you're interested in the world of Omiria, he is kickstarting Winds of Apul and a as a starter kit. So check that out. Um, it's the same world. I'm very curious as to what time frame that campaign has with respect to the one we're running. But it's a 1 to 5, so we can't actually slot it in here because we're doing a 1 to 5 right now. So I don't think you guys want to start over again at 1.
No thanks.
Anyways, before we get into things, 2 quick announcements. First, we are sponsored by Roll20. Roll20 has been sponsoring us for a year now, and they are an excellent virtual tabletop solution for gaming with your friends who you cannot see in person, be it because of health concerns or be it because they live on the other side of the world. Both equally valid, and you can play any game, not just D&D, but pretty much anything under the sun can be played in there. And honestly, even if there's no sheet, you can still use the VTT for rolling dice and putting maps on there. So check it out. And there's a bit of a link here, but before I go into that, this month has had a lot of going on. And as streamers and gamers, we wanted to do what we can to help those out on the streets, risking their freedom and safety to promote change, to stop police brutality, and to stand up for the rights of Black people all over the world, honestly, but especially the US, which is why we're fundraising money for the Bail Project that helps prevent jail time and fights racial and economic inequalities in the bail system. We have donations set up. You can put !donate in the chat for the links, or there's a link below us. As part of our month-long campaign, I have disabled points on our channel. So if you want to give people a reroll, you can do so by giving a donation of $10 to the Bail Project, or you can feed Earl a treat for $20. And if he gets 5 treats in one session, then we'll upgrade that to one of those tubes of paste, salmon paste that he loves so much. And to help us with the fundraising, Roll20 has actually given us a couple of things to give away. So our first giveaway will be this Friday. We will be giving away codes to unlock the Adventures in Wildmount book with all the content for Roll20, including the Character Mancer information, the small modules that come with it, and everything else will be unlocked on your account. And I will be running a one-shot based off one of those on Friday. So check in on Friday. We'll be playing Wildmount, and we'll be giving away the Wildmount book. All right, I think that brings us back to Titan's Heir. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I am Matt. I am playing Ziri Teldona, the druid, the Furbolg druid. Nearly died last time, so hopefully tonight goes better.
We'll see. Hi, I'm Sho. I play Copper7119, the Warforged automaton hollowed, and I may or may not have learned my lesson from last session. We'll see.
Hi, I'm Zio. I'm playing Ash. She is a Umbral Lurker warlock, and she just finally got her familiar, so she is very happy with her little shadow imp named Blip.
I'm Nina. I am playing Tan, a halfling fighter, and we are hopefully not going to die tonight.
So I play Zimbrix, who is a half elf, but the other half's a halfling, and she's and they are a rogue, really wants to be a ranger.
That's
She's
all your
getting there.
players.
But they're getting there. They're getting there. They're getting
They're
there.
getting there, sorry. So, you all remember what happened last time?
We nearly
Mistakes were made.
encountered a knot snake.
Yeah. But we saved the girl, earning 15 points of trust. And let's see, Zimbrex and Vuda are getting friendly. They learn that Vuda has like magic, which they're not really supposed to have because like the village is like magic. Ew, don't do it. It's bad. And we still haven't figured out what's going on with the pyramid thing. Not yet.
We're done with our summary.
Basically.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Great. I'm not done with my tweet.
So, I mean, I can add in more about the not a snake.
Sure.
Yes.
The whole things that we've encountered that have had the snakes in them and we've been avoiding. Yeah, there's a reason we've been avoiding them, and we kind of figured that out because they're not snakes. They're attached to something big and scary and powerful that is under the ground that could talk to our druid buddy in his mind and wasn't happy with everything that went down. We might have pissed off whatever lives under this island. Yay.
All right. Well, if I'm not mistaken, you guys were in desperate straits, but had just managed to pull your possibly unconscious companions away and were in the process of hauling ass back to the village. I'm assuming you guys, rested, took some time to recover.
Yes.
What else would you like to do?
Well, one night I want to send Blip to investigate like the weird obelisk thing that we've seen that has a glowy thing at the top. I wanted to send Blip up there to investigate, and basically me stay in my tent where only my friends who don't mind magic are, and watch through Blip's eyes and just see what the glowy thing at the top is.
Okay. So, can't remember. When you guys came back from there, was Copper actually out, or did you guys manage to pick him up?
Oh no, managed to pick me up.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, cool.
Just very dented.
Yeah, thankfully now I have Smith tools so I can fix myself.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how that works out in
What
terms
do you
of
mean?
healing.
Oh,
But it
I
works.
meant, yes, I also meant to actually just bang out the dings and make sure that there wasn't any structural integrity.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, before the night thing happens, are you guys gonna talk about what happened amongst yourselves once you're safe?
Let's not do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. Any holes in the ground? Let's just stay as far away from that as possible, please.
Yeah.
Copper? What was that?
What
You
was?
just like ran in there.
I mean, some of our people were hurt. I didn't like that. I wanted to make the thing that hurt them hurt. And then I got hurt.
Yeah, and then in the process you got your ass kicked.
Is that something you've done before, or you don't remember?
Nope. I think I might have to debug myself, because that was not a usual program response.
No, you got mad.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Putting it mildly.
Okay. I'll have to see what I can do to repair that.
Emotions are good. It was just we're a team and we were trying to communicate our plan, and it's like, and we're still getting to know each other. Look, we all lived, and we're going to learn from this and communicate better. But I'm just worried about you, Copper, because I mean, you're gonna be okay. Talk
you were
about
impulsive and dumb.
Okay, thank you, Ash.
You're welcome. You were trying to beat around the bush too much. I think subtlety doesn't work with Copper yet.
Well, we want you to talk about it, though, if you need to.
Okay. I mean, next time I won't. If I feel myself starting to get hot and potentially building up steam, I won't run forward without checking with the rest.
Well, either way, know that I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to all of you for coming and getting my impulsive ass out of there, too.
No.
Copper, when you got mad, did you literally build up steam in your body? Did that actually happen?
I have to check.
Okay.
Because,
Are you okay, Zen?
Yeah, I'm just worried about everyone else. Siri, did you, like, I don't know, get sassy with the snake?
No, I was trying to persuade it, convince it that, to let the girl go, and that we didn't mean any harm to it. Then it started speaking in my head, and I'll be honest, I can't remember right now exactly what it said. I just it said something in my head, but for the life of me right now, I can't remember what it said. But it doesn't seem friendly to us by any means, and it definitely doesn't like people. It's very territorial. It's for sure the same thing that we found quite a while ago when we were still living at the wrecked ship, and we were exploring that area. I'm
Thinking
certain
that
of that.
the snakes are like fingers to a hand? Something like that? You said they were
Well,
joined somehow. Ash, is that what you're thinking?
A hand, hair on a head, just a bigger snake underneath. I don't know how it works. All I know is those were connected to something big and way more powerful underground. Besides that, I couldn't tell. It was just they were all connected. I didn't even know that could do that. But I'm glad it did.
I wonder if they know what it is.
Maybe.
I don't really know if this is an incident we really want to go relaying to them.
No, I'm not saying go out in the village and go like, hey. But I don't know.
They seem to avoid those holes too. They might not know the full thing, but they seem to really like and respect snakes, so it might just be wild snakes they just leave alone. Or they talk to them.
Yeah. think when I'm out with Vida next, I might ask her about.
That's probably the best person to ask.
Yeah.
So, Zeri, you okay with the whole near-death experience? And Tan, are you okay with the whole near-death experience? You guys are gonna be okay?
I'll need to lie down for a bit, I think. Physically, I'm okay. It'll just a little rattled. It was not my time in the stars.
Yeah, mostly just tired at this point. Think we'll make a recovery.
All right.
All right. So you all rest, and I'm guessing you don't choose that night to go snooping around.
Oh no. Just in case shit hits the fan, I don't want to do that on a night where everyone's recovering. Apparently that worked.
Okay. So I guess that's the start of a new week, because I think we had done that as part of last week's cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wants to allocate however many days to either learning language, and then we'll go over what other things, and we'll start with the checking out the pylons, the obelisks.
Totally not spying.
Totally not spying.
So 5 days to language, and then 2 to doing whatever smithing needs to be done.
Okay.
I'll just spend 6 on the land.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna be mostly focusing on language. So language, and
Okay.
then at night I'm doing stuff. So
Makes sense.
Zen's going to still want to like be part of Vida's team, like learning the island, um, scouting, tracking, all that type of thing. So I know Zen and Vida's kind of getting their own language thing going. So I really don't know how to like divvy up what I'm learning.
I'd say half of the time that you spend with Vuda, you could count as learning the language, since it's kind of like a bit different in terms of what you're picking up from her. And a lot of the time you're hunting and therefore, or tracking, and therefore not exactly talking. But before we get to that point, because during this week, at like a day after the thing with the serpents happened, you notice that Vuda is gone from the village, and apparently when you ask around, they're just like, oh, she just wanted some time to herself. She does that a lot.
So she left again.
She left, and apparently without waiting or alerting you about it. So for most of this week, you can either go try and, I mean, you know where her cave is, so if you want to go to her, you could. But if you go on your own, it's a bit of a walk away. Almost a day away.
When I learned that night, I'm going to tell. So When we talk at night, do we know, like, if we talk at a certain level, like, we're not being heard? Or do we know that, like, do we need to all take a walk at night in order to not be overheard? Like,
It gets pretty quiet at night, and you are all in a tent right now, so the walls aren't exactly thick. And you're in a grouping of a lot of tents where the hunters live.
But aren't there only like 2 or 3 people who even understand our language?
Correct. So in the area that you're in, for the most part, the only people that know the language would be the leader of the hunters, which is in the bigger hut. And if she's out, then you're kind of pretty much safe. If she's in, then it's up to you how close or how guarded you want to be. Other than that, the others, some may be picking up a couple more words because you guys have been learning the language, so some of them have been learning yours in return because it's a bit of a exchange there. So it's really up to you as to how safe you feel within the tent at night.
if we talk low. Um, so Buddha, so she trusted me with information. So I'm at like with like this odd sort of like she trusted me with something about her, to me. So, but then I don't want to like. Do you understand what I mean? I don't want to break her confidence, but then I don't want to. Do you understand?
Unless it's something you think we need to know at this instant, keep it to yourself.
Mhm.
Okay.
If it's not something that's damaging to us, like that's life-threatening, then
Yeah, it's none of our business, basically.
Okay. Um, One thing I can tell you is that there's something about those pylons, but I think we already figured that out. Um, Fuda goes on a walkabout alone. She takes her tigers, of course, but I don't know. She just went out and then she came back, and now she's just suddenly gone again. I know where she might be, but it's a day away.
Do you want to go look for her?
She's not back tomorrow. I think I might want to.
Okay. Just be careful.
Yeah.
And don't go near any of the holes.
I figured that out.
Mm-hmm. Since you're becoming friends with Voodoo, are you allowed to pet the cats?
They don't hiss at me.
Once you find Voodoo, can you please pet one of the cats for me?
pet the other one for me.
If they trust me enough.
Okay. All I can ask.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ash, did you want to do your thing?
Yeah, I could do that. Karu,
Yep.
I'm gonna summon Blip. And I am going to send him out while he's invisible to start peeking around.
Is he in imp form?
For now, yes, since he is invisible. He does have flight while in imp form still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those things are pretty high. 50 feet tall. Wait, no, that's
200 feet.
200 feet tall. 50 feet is the temple.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
200 feet is the obelisks.
Okay. So, luckily, he has dark vision at 120 feet, and I can communicate and see and hear through his eyes up to 100 feet away. So I'm basically going to send him up into the air 100 feet and just try and at least get a peek at stuff.
So you're only going 100 feet up.
Yeah, because I have to keep him in range, or else I don't have the bond with him anymore in terms of seeing and hearing through.
Right. And you can't see through his eyes if he's past that.
Correct. That's why I want to see completely first. And then I might send him a little closer, but at that point it'll be, I give him an order, he can go do the thing, and then return, but I won't be able to see and hear anything.
Okay. Give me a stealth check for the imp. Also, is he flying directly up from, like, where you guys are, or is he, like, getting closer and then flying up? Like, how is he getting to the pylon?
He would leave the tent, go a little ways away from the tent before flying up, and then at least be high enough up that he wouldn't bump into anyone, and then fly the rest of the way towards the pylon.
Okay.
Pillar thing. Okay.
Alright.
So, stealth?
Yep.
Okay, and he is invisible. I don't know what kind of bonus that gives to it, so...
Just roll it normal.
Blip, you have a +5, you little shit.
Okay. He goes through the camp. He's a bit noisy because of the flap, flap, flap of the wings.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like one or two people that kind of turn to look, but they're looking up at the sky looking for maybe a bat or something. Like that's their immediate thought. They don't see anything. And luckily for Blip, none of the needle blast boas on the ground seem to notice him either. Thanks to their shitty perception. He flies up the pylon up to where you can see, and the whole way up, it's just smooth steel. Same as you can see it at the bottom, no change whatsoever. Well, not steel, but some kind of metal. Like, it's not rock, it's metal.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking something, because I've never had a familiar before.
No, it does say steel in the description. I guess it at the very least looks like steel.
Okay. Well, while it's within 100 feet of me, I can communicate with it. So I am going to tell it to fly up the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Should I have him bring something back if he can pick something up and carry it? Or no?
I would just tell him to take a look around.
Go around.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have him do that. Basically, go up to the top, do a loop around, and then come back down.
Okay. So he goes all the way up, does his loop, comes down, takes a bit. What's his speed? Fly speed.
Fly speed is 40 feet.
Okay. So it takes, he takes a minute or so to get up there, fly around, check out things, and then comes back down to you. How much can you understand of what Blip tells you?
I mean, Blip has an intelligence of 11, and I can communicate fully with him.
Okay, so you can. Hey,
Oh,
stop it.
Hi, Earl.
It's
Aw.
my
we've
mic.
been blessed by Earl.
It's my mic. Look, he's purring so much.
What a good boy.
Okay, that's enough.
And he does have common language.
Okay. Hey.
So average intelligence and can speak common and infernal.
All right. So he comes back down and he goes, pretty much the same, all the way up. 10 feet from the top. So, like, you've seen this already where the green light glows.
Mm-hmm.
There's a window. And inside the window is a glowing green rock.
Ash will tell the others this as she gets this info from Blip.
Like just sitting on the floor, or is it like
Sitting,
Up.
floating, pedestal. What?
It's just like, I don't know if Blip has ever seen a lighthouse, but kind of like,
Probably
just
not.
sitting there. Yeah, sitting on a like little stand.
Okay, so not floating, not on the ground. It has a deliberate stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
no people?
Nope. And it seems to be like a sealed chamber.
Does it look like there's any way, like a staircase or any way to get up there?
Nope.
How would they fix it? The light went out.
I mean, it's magic. If it goes out, that's probably something very bad for this island.
Didn't they say like these things sort of like help keep their island just undetectable or something?
Something like that,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Copper, when he says glowing green rock, you're reminded of the glowing green rock that powers you and basically all of Dinzer society.
I'm gonna look at Ash, and then I'm gonna open my chassis and be like, ask him if it looks like this.
He's still
And
on his
show-
way back. Give him a minute.
Well, when he gets back, ask him if it looks like this.
At some point, you don't hear anything necessarily, but Blips just reappears and is on Ash's head. Is the thing that Copper is showing Blip the same? But small?
Yes.
Yep.
Close the chassis. Karu, what is that rock called? And I would.
You know it as Odenbergite because it was found in Odenberg.
I'm going to relay that. Sounds like it's Odenbergite or whatever the local translation of that is.
And as he's mentioning that, Ziri was on the airship, and who else was on the airship?
Copper.
Just you
Unconscious,
two?
but...
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wasn't
and
that-
the three of you were on the island, on the other boat. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same kind of material that powers that airship core and would like destroy the world if
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
They said they were hiding this island for a reason, right? Because people would do something if they found it, or there was something here that could destroy the world or whatever.
You're protecting a weapon that could destroy the world.
What if the weapon was? And then I'm just gonna kind of tap at my chassis.
More of that crystal? Possible. Makes me wonder if there's more of it in the temple. But, I mean, I will point out, I can only see and hear and communicate and give orders to Blip within 100 feet. That temple's pretty big and not close to where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So is it going to have to be one of those things where we take a walk at night and we're looking at the stars, but we're sort of walking around so Blip can take a look at the temple?
There's one issue with that. I am blind and deaf while I am looking through Blip's eyes and ears. So
Well,
I will be obviously out of it. They don't like magic here.
So, is there a spot where during our walk we could, like, say, sit down and have dinner, like we're having our own little like picnic under the stars, and we can like position Ash to where I don't know.
wouldn't be obvious that something wonky is going on.
Yeah. Even if we have to like I know fake cuddle or something.
I mean,
Just-
I will say, if you poke me, I will notice it. I just can't see and hear. So if you suddenly jab me in the side, it could be a signal of stop your magic.
Yeah.
But don't try and have me eat supper while I'm like this, because again,
No, it'd be
That'd
one
be
of
messy.
those we ate and then we I don't know, looking at the stars, being weird
We're-
newbies to the place.
we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Have we noticed any of the the snakes that are crawling around the village? Did they go in the temple at all, or no?
You're muted, Carter.
You have not seen those snakes go into the temple.
Okay, because I have a couple spells that could essentially duplicate what Ash is talking about with her familiar, but with a longer range. The drawback is they only last for an hour, so that's something where potentially that we can work together on something like that. If that's something we want to try.
I mean, that could work. I give Blip commands until he's out of range, and then I give him just a, hey, look around for this amount of time, and then leave, and you could continue watching him during that time.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of is Beast Sense. It lets me see through an animal's eyes and hear what it hears. I can't command it, although I have.
I don't know if that would work. Blip is a fiend.
Right, no, I would have to catch something. Like that's why I was thinking, like one of the snakes or something, just something else in the area. Yeah, I'm just looking at spells I would almost never consider using. That one, Animal Friendship.
Can you make yourself look like one of those snakes?
Well, I could try. I'd have to be out of sight when I do it, because the locals probably won't like that any more than they liked the last magic trick I tried.
Oh, I know that'd be really. What if they caught you? That would not.
Yeah.
Be good. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah. Let's call that plan. We're desperate.
Plan
Plan
F.
F.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's right above jumping through that portal at the volcano. So yeah.
I'd rather not. One of those ones felt weird.
Sorry.
So is there a spot where we could like picnic and make this happen? 'Cause-
Not without raising suspicions, probably, because the village is located to the south of the temple, and while it's relatively close, like it's you can see like the temple kind of dominates the village, but it's still a good, I'd say maybe at the very least 30, more like 50 feet away from the top of the area that you can see in the map of the village. And then it's walls around it and the temple inside. You would definitely not necessarily arouse suspicion if you go outside of the walls. But while the walls are pretty close in the front, to the sides they're a bit farther away from the temple, so like 30 feet away from the edge of the outer edge of the temple. So you have that concern, and then you have, so it's 30 feet, so wall 30 feet, temple which is 50 feet across, I think. No, I think it's 70 feet across. Yes, 70 feet across, and then 30 feet of wall.
Actually, that'd still be doable. If we were on the outside of the wall on the side, if that wouldn't arouse suspicion, if we were just hanging out there, I have 100-foot range. 30 feet and 70 feet of temple is 100 feet.
That gets you
I basically wouldn't be able to go to the very edge, because that's kind of pushing it, but the middle's probably where the important things are.
So yeah, you could do that. Yeah. At some point, someone's going to go asking, like, hey, what are you doing sitting or standing, whatever, at the very edge of the wall? But
is there a view of something?
It is surrounded by jungle.
There isn't even like an opening around the temple so you can see the stars? Because maybe we could wait for a clear night. Zeri likes the stars and maybe wants to teach us some stuff.
Most likely the area around the walls is clearer than most of the jungle surrounding it. You would probably, because of the pylons, however, if you wanted to stargaze, you would probably want to go farther away from the village because it's 200 feet high. So even if you were on the opposite end of the temple, so the temple's between you and the pylons, they would still be kind of slightly blotting out the light, but that could be an excuse for going to the opposite end, like village, temple, you guys, just because then you're like as far away from the pylons as possible, but still within like the security of the edge of the village.
Then you guys can learn about stars while I am using Blood to scout.
Yeah.
But we'd have to basically wait for a clear night.
Okay.
What do you think, Zen?
Question. So magic's forbidden. Is religious worship forbidden?
Karu?
Sorry, what?
So we know magic's a no-no.
Right.
But like if I'm saying I'm praying to my god.
From what you've noticed so far, you're not really sure if they have like necessarily a god, like other gods beyond their god. It's not prohibited though.
Oh, like, what about if we're celebrating a holiday of ours?
Then you might have people want to join in.
Yeah.
There's nothing in their laws that says, you have to only worship their their faith or anything like that.
Right.
So we could use Zeri's Stargate seeing as an excuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an idea. I'm just thinking this is also a bit of a stretch, but if we need to get closer, if we need to get Ash closer, again, this is another kind of Plan F, Plan H type of thing. I could turn into something that could burrow like a badger or something like that, and try to dig a tunnel that gets us closer.
I think that's Plan G.
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
plan. We're ready to go into the temple.
yeah. No, like I said, it's not first action thing. It would be a small hole too. So all right. Yeah. A clear night that we can quote unquote do some stargazing and see what we can really see.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're waiting for a clear night to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the mean is Zen is Vuda's. You said Vuda is like off at her cave, or where she likes to be.
Is that a spot? Yeah.
Okay. How far away is that? Do you know?
It's a day, right? Yeah.
About a day. Yeah, it's a day and a
day.
bit. Like if you go fast, you can do it in a day because it's like 5 squares away, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. How many
hexes?
Yeah. How many? How many miles is that? Remind me. About 15, 20 thereabouts.
Pretty sure that's not 25 feet.
Yeah.
Where? I didn't even know. Oh, 1 hex is 3 miles.
Okay. So I would say if there's a message you really want to send her, I have a spell that could do that. I think you're muted.
Is it magic though? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to do it outside of town.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're willing to go like with me, I know you do your herb thing. I'm doing my scouting thing. We could go. I could be helping you gather your herb stuff,
Mhm.
and then so that way, then we can actually do it while we're working, so no one will
Right.
think.
Think we're doing things we shouldn't be, and this would potentially save you an actual trip out there as well.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, just let me know, and I can do that.
That tomorrow. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks.
Sure.
How are you doing, Tan?
Just fine, I think. At some point in time, I would like to check in with Afune again. She's still continuing to like be our scout and translator and find things out while she's working here.
Good plan.
Speaking of plans, what is actually our plan? Are we staying here? Are we trying to get out? What are we doing with like the temple? Are we really trying to get in?
Well, the temple is what's preventing anyone from finding us. I don't know
Well,
how to leave without. I don't know how to leave yet. Anyone? I don't know how to leave. Are we wanting to leave?
that was kind of my question.
I mean, I don't know. I I don't know if this is where I want to spend the rest of my life personally. I mean, they haven't really done anything hostile to us, but it
Right.
still feels like we're trapped here.
Nina, I think you're muted.
Am I
No, you're just quiet.
lagging? Dog is also barking really loud.
Ah,
Did you want to say stay, Tan? I mean,
I mean, probably following the group at this point. I wouldn't mind staying, but at this point, I feel like you guys have done enough to be loyal to the group. So, if we're trying to get off this island, I won't prevent you from doing it. I'll help, but I mean, at least they're nice.
But the three of you at least came out here on a job. Aren't people? Don't you think there's people missing you or wondering where you are? It's been like a couple months now.
yeah, my mom is going to be pissed.
I don't think anyone's missing me. I don't want to stay here, but I mean, I don't think anyone's missing me. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, up in the air. Let's just leave it at maybe.
Yeah, people would be looking for me. In a good way. Okay, there's a couple of people in a bad way, but most good way.
Good and bad ways.
Well, I think I kind of know what that feels like. I mean, won't lie. There's a couple people back where I'm from who, I'm happy that I've to have given them the slip for a while. Some bad customers, let's put it that way. But I mean, yeah, it's not my ideal to just stay here the rest of my life either.
Ziri, should I be concerned that you sold someone bad herbs?
No, you should not be concerned that I sold someone bad herbs.
Okay, good to know.
So Ted, if you want to stay, then that yeah. So we would definitely want to, like, if we're gonna go, we definitely wouldn't want to hurt you in the process.
I think that's fair. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I think.
And let's not forget, there's some other folks, with an interest in this. The other crew members, I imagine, when I get back where they come from, the folks we met out in the jungle, they've indicated they want to get off of this island, I think, right? Or at least get away from these people.
Yeah, there's also parts that we don't know about.
mm-hmm.
There's
Well,
that
didn't
that
we see
group.
people who weren't a part of this village?
Yeah,
When we were
on our
going
way to the volcano. Yeah, there
Mhm.
was that group.
Yeah, those folks. Was like what, lizard folk or something like that, or
No, that was more people like like men,
okay.
Seems like it. Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
but we only saw them from very far away.
Right. Well, if nothing else, that tells us that this isn't the only settlement on this island. There might be, other people and maybe even another culture. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a settlement created from people who got stuck here but didn't want to be here.
A part of
Part of all this, yeah.
Possibly.
What about you, Copper?
I don't really know what would happen to me if we left. I mean, it's fairly possible that I'd be forced to be recalled and they'd take me apart to see what was going on. I would much prefer not.
If we get back my way, that won't happen.
Good.
Your way?
Well, there are, cities and ways and people who, you know, protect people like, you, Ash. And, well, okay, we haven't met anyone like Copper, but we would protect Copper too.
Darn it, you came very close to giving her a spit take.
I was very confused for a moment. Then I remembered you mentioning how apparently my magic is legal. Right. Right, that's going to complicate things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to find a way of protecting everyone. And magic, there's a way. We're trying to figure out a way to where it's just not so smothering, like not so illegal, and it's not helping. It's not the right way to go. We don't want like rampant, obviously, everyone like trying to raise the dead or whatever, but not every little thing needs to be outlawed and such.
You make me very curious as to how much of this is outlawed. Like, I have no idea, and it's kind of shocking.
The list of what you can do is shorter. Yeah, the list of what you can do is short. The list of what you can't do is long.
And then there's the list of things that you can do but shouldn't do for your own good.
Yeah.
I think that's where some of my magic falls into.
Or you could kind of do a few things if you're working for certain people. Wink, wink. No.
Or if you're among certain societies.
Yeah.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Exactly.
Kara, you're muted.
Well, the next 2 days see very heavy downfall of water.
Mm.
So pretty miserable, and very, very wet, to the point where some of the canals start to do a bit of overflowing, but they've been built to quickly get the water flowing out of and not towards the houses. During those, sorry.
Oh, I was just asking if one of those rainy days, Zuri and I are able to go out
If you want to.
and try to contact Fuda.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right. So yeah, I'll try to, when we're out of the village, I'll try to like find preferably a bird because it will travel further and hopefully faster. And I'll cast like animal friendship to basically try to just get it to fly over. And then I will cast what is it? Animal messenger. And so I'll specify, Vuda's description and where we expect her to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just kind of hold the bird out to Zen and say whatever message you want to send, go ahead and speak it, and this creature will, we'll go and deliver it, and it'll sound like you too.
Be able to send a reply?
No. Let's see. You speak a message of 20 up to 25 words. Oh, it's a one-way message.
Oh.
Actually, let's do this. Well, it's raining. I was gonna say I could like tie a piece of parchment to its foot or something like that if you wanted to write a message, reply it back. But then if it's raining the whole time, it'll get ruined. So.
I'll try it anyway. Let's see. Buddha, worried you're gone. Do you need help? If need me, send one of our signs. We have to have a sign by now. Send me a sign. Send. I could think of.
Right.
All right.
So it'll get there. It covers 50 miles per 24 hours. So probably get there maybe half a day later.
50 miles?
Yeah, if it's a bird, the target beast travels for the duration of the spell, which is 24 hours, towards a specified location, covering about 50 miles per 24 hours for a flying messenger.
Does it go back to you, or it just delivers the message and then goes off to whatever bird wanted to?
Well, so here's the thing. So if it doesn't make it, it actually comes back to where I sent it from when we cast the spell. If it does make it, it speaks the message. It speaks the message, and then that's basically it. So it's literally like you're sending a telegram. It's not quite on the level of sending, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Okay. So yeah, it's definitely going to make it, and pretty quickly because of the 50 miles per 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will you receive some form of answer back? But all right, so that is sent with the message, and you return to the village, probably sopping wet.
Yeah.
Honestly, considering this is basically a jungle island, it's probably heavy downpour for like 10 minutes, and then it stops, and you're like, okay, let's go do this. And you get there, you're like, you send the bird off, and suddenly just downpour again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I should get used to that. Should have known. Oh well.
So yeah, the rainfall continues for 2 days. The third day lightens up, but there is still rain happening, but it's more of a intermittent on and off pitter patter, but still pretty clouded.
Have we seen anybody from the village like out and about in the days and nights when it's been raining, or are they staying inside mostly? Or?
They actually go about most of their business. They do have enough supplies that they don't necessarily have to send their hunters out during the heavy downpour. But once it lightens up on the third day, you do see people like going out on a hunting trip. During the 2 days that it is raining, Copper, I'm guessing you go to, you're either studying the language or at the forge, right?
Yep.
On the second day while you're at the forge, one of the women of the village kind of walks up to you when you're alone working on your stuff. And she's kind of like waving a bit, and she kind of like leans on a pillar and just watches you work, and She kind of laughs and says something towards you that doesn't really sound pleasant.
Would I? I'm gonna look at her and be like, "May I help you?" In as polite of that language as I can actually manage.
She kind of laughs and goes, "No, uh, you're a man in a tin bucket. You shouldn't be here."
And where should I be then?
Out with the other men.
I'm just gonna shake my head and then get back to work, kind of ignoring her.
She doesn't seem to like that you're ignoring her and not like you. I guess you can't tell because, well, give me an insight check.
Because this will be funny. Yeah, I can't tell at all.
Yeah, you cannot tell at all.
I
what
don't know
you're going for.
when people are being condescending, when people are being snide. I don't know what those words mean, really.
She kind of stumbles forward and like grabs a rock from the ground, just a pebble, and like throws it at you pretty badly, by the way. You think
Okay.
she was aiming for you. It kind of whizzes past you.
Hmm.
And she
Hey.
kind of like loses her balance and like slips and falls into the mud. And now she's cursing and basically blaming you for everything that's happened.
Karu, even though I can't tell what's going on with her, does this remind me of potentially something that the person who used to pilot me was like when they were, I don't know, inebriated?
Probably.
All right.
She's kind of slurring her words,
Okay,
which
I'm
makes
gonna
it
take.
all the harder to figure out what she's saying.
Yep, I'm gonna take a little cupful of the water that I usually use to quench the cold water that I haven't touched yet. Walk over and just kind of pour it over her head. And I'm going to say, because I'm not quite sure how to say it exactly, you might want to sober up before you go out. I never said I was wise.
You really aren't.
She's like, she was probably already wet. It's still raining outside.
Yes.
But it's
However,
still like,
this is cold water.
yeah, this is cold water. And she's just like gasps and looks up, and now she's mad. Now you can tell she's mad. And you see her going for a weapon.
It's rude to draw weapons unless you really mean to use them.
She goes to swing at you with it.
Yeah, I'd like to step to one side and just kind of nudge her back into the mud.
All right, well, I rolled a 13.
No, that would not hit.
Kind of figured.
Do
She
you want
stumbles.
me to roll an athletics check to see if I can nudge her back into the mud?
I don't think it's that necessary. She was
Okay.
drunk after all.
Okay.
She just stumbles back and kind of like uses the sword to like not fall back to the mud again, glares at you, and says something. You get the word remember. I'll remember, and you can guess where the rest is going. And then she just like turns away and leaves.
How much do I suspect she actually will remember, and how much will she just like have a drunken
Give me an insight check. Probably not. And if she does, she's probably going to be more embarrassed about the situation than anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna shake my head and go back to work. 'Cause I still have some dents in me.
Well, luckily she didn't dent you anymore. All right. So, fourth night is more on the cloudy side, but it seems like it's clearing out. My rolls have not been helping your plan at all this week.
Your rolls aren't sunny days.
No. Like, the rain stops by the fourth day, but there's no wind to blow the rest of the cover out. So there's still, like, you can still see, you're starting to see stars, but it looks like probably the next night, if things continue, you'll finally have a day that is clear out.
And still no Buddha.
Not until that day. So on the fourth day, Vuda returns with her two tigers, and she's all smiles and looks fine. And you notice she's sporting something she didn't have when last you saw her. She's wearing a pair of, like, goggles.
Do any of us recognize these goggles?
Yeah, did they look like they were made by Dinzer or whatever the humans were?
Or a certain gnome we've
or a
met?
certain troublemaker.
Yeah.
They look like Orner's goggles.
Ooh.
Maybe she killed him.
Ooh.
I'm going to ask about that.
You outright just, where'd you get the goggles?
No. I said I will ask her about that.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
When we have a moment.
Okay.
But maybe she did. Solve a lot of problems.
Mhm.
But I doubt it'd be that easy.
You want to find a moment and seek her out?
Yeah.
It's not hard. When she sees you, she's like, "Oh, Zen. It's been a while. I got your message."
Oh, good. I see you have a new addition to your outfit. New outfit.
Like, yeah, these are great. They were gift.
Hmm.
A gift.
Mhm.
What did you do in return?
I helped someone who needed, who had been rejected.
Was he yay high?
Yes. He said that he was different, and others had rejected him, like me.
Mm. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, okay, us. I'm gonna point in the air. Ship. Air. He. Ship. Down. Boom.
No. Do you have proof?
Yeah.
How so?
Uh, like, hold on. Show and oh, sorry, Copper and Zerino. Let me wait here. Let me get them. So I'm gonna go.
Well, yeah. Oh man.
Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, there's also Ifune who can speak their language.
Oh,
yeah.
that's not
Better than
why
any
I
of us
was.
can.
That's not why I suggested her. I suggested her because she was also on the airship.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
And
She
wit-
can
Uh,
talk to
witness the
them
whole
and
thing.
was
Yeah.
on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a better idea.
Yep.
But you two come along too, and I'm gonna grab Ifune.
She
And
was
you
like
two,
confused. What are we doing?
So
hold on. Let's talk. We gotta get. Okay, so where we get with Ruda and everything. Rudy, will you please? I no prompting, no nothing. Will you please tell Ruda what happened to your ship?
hmm.
Okay. Um.
What? Oh, Copper's gonna like lock on to those goggles.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I want a pure story. I want Ruda to get a plain regular story.
Okay. Ifune talks to Vuda and tells her about um how this gnome had rigged explosives on the ship um and had turned some of the machines aboard to fight them, and that he was apparently really upset about something people had done to him and that he wanted to destroy them by using the ship as a bomb. It's hard for her to kind of explain entirely what she means, not because of the language barrier, but because of the technological barrier. Like, they're
Mm-hmm.
not exactly familiar with what a bomb is. Um,
Well,
and you can tell as as she's speaking to Vuda that Vuda's kind of like sorta like knows what's being told, but also that she has apparently already heard the same story from another perspective.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
the other side of the story.
Yeah. Um and seems to be, it's like your word against their word, right? So it's like she, because of the time she spent with this other person as well right now, she seems hesitant to believe what Ifune is saying. Like, yes, this happened. She's not like outright saying no, this didn't happen, but you misunderstood what was happening. Um, he's not a bad person. He's just uh, he was just frustrated, and I understand that. And Ifune turns to you guys and says, "Well, I think the problem is she, that whole fire mind thing makes her do violent things, and she's pushed away from the village because of it.
Uh,
So I think she found kinship in that asshole,
hmm,
and I can't talk her out of it."
all right. Did she say where she found this? Where she saw him? Where she found him when she made this trade?
He's apparently staying in her special place. She didn't want to say where it was.
All right.
But he's still, well, for now at least, he's not coming to the village. She does understand that you guys warned the village chieftain about him and is concerned about what kind of welcome he would get in the village.
Tell her we're really worried what he would try to do.
She relays that, and Vuda actually starts to laugh and shakes her head and goes, "Oh no, he's safe. He's my friend. He won't do anything to me."
You take me to him? I wasn't on that ship.
Are you going to hurt him?
Oh, I got yelled at for not wanting to hurt him to begin with. It's true,
Mhm.
which is true. I actually tried to save him, so
Okay. Next time we'll go together.
okay.
Just watching Vuda and Afune talk. Does Vuda seem like she's under any kind of unusual influence or anything like that?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
It's hard to tell with the language barrier, and there's like a lot going on, but from what like your best guess, probably nothing in terms of external influence. It's just
He has a
um
silver tongue.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, you're familiar with the fact that he fooled everyone on the ship for quite a while.
Yeah.
Before they were caught.
Mhm.
And probably wouldn't have gotten caught if not for the fact that someone went missing and all that happened. He's a perfectly normal token of an
No.
old...
He looks like Robotnik.
He looks like a mad scientist in the token. He screams bad guy. Like, if you're trying to make a secret villain, don't make him that damn obvious in the art.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
give, like,
don't.
a normal and a pretend token.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think one of the things that happens here is that a lot of Dave's adventures are meant for kind of a lot of theater of the mind. So his token shouldn't be needed until combat happens at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The
Unlike
tokens
us,
still
because
scream
we
bad
have like
guy.
all the maps all the time. Yeah. Other than that, you just have to use your imagination and the description given to you. He's just a kindly old man.
Never trust the old characters. They're secretly the elder wizards or shit like that.
Hey. Hmm.
Though on the bright side, Vuda does have really cool goggles now.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They go well.
All right.
Do we
So,
do we want to let her in on what we're potentially getting up to, or no?
Nah.
Not yet. Let me.
Plausible deniability anyway.
Yeah.
We don't want her to get into more trouble just by it being associated with something that could or could not be illegal in her village.
all right. So a clear night is finally on its way.
Cool.
What are you guys doing in preparation?
I want to get like I sort of want to blend in like we're sort of like we're looking at the stars, but we're also like like pray. At least Zen is like praying and stuff like that because her as her yeah. So because her mother's religious, so she has some religion as well, but I don't know what gods there are. So so sort of like we want to look at the sky. Zen kind of wants to, be be like a little religious. That's sort of like why we want to be, you know, with ourselves.
I mean, to be fair, it's the first clear night in like a week, so
Yeah.
enjoying some time outside under the stars could be nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Camping out for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As safe as much as we can camp out while still being near the safety of the village.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
So I don't know, like non-magical incense and stuff.
Okay. I don't know if they have necessarily non-magical incense.
Okay, well, like incense that, like, if I was burning it, they wouldn't be like, "You're doing magic."
I mean, they use incense for different rituals and stuff because that's how I was able to get mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you
And-
can always just grab a candle too.
Yeah. That too. Yeah.
I mean, we'd be outside the village, so magical or not, they really wouldn't have any say in it.
We're going to be
And,
pretty
still-
close
Gonna
to
come
the
to it.
temple. I think that would still be counted in the village.
It's a village.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still going to be at the village. So,
Oh, so we're not going outside the village then?
No.
no, because we're up against the temple wall.
Like
so
the
that's still
outer
inside
wall.
the village.
Yep,
Okay.
the outer wall.
Gotcha.
Outer
Okay.
wall. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Vuda does notice that you guys are preparing for this and seems curious and kind of watching all of this happen. And she approaches Zen as you guys are preparing, whatever food or blankets or bedrolls you're planning to take to sit down on the probably still pretty wet ground. Where are you going?
To the, back edge of the wall, so we can look at the sky. Uh,
Why would you look at the sky?
uh, so, um, uh, pray.
Pray to Grihoo?
Well, I've never met Grihoo until now, so I don't know if Grihoo would listen, but my mom had me pray to insert name of really good God here.
Do you have a
That's-
list of deities for this world?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
actually
Yeah.
a curious question because if I'm not mistaken, deities are in short demand. Like there aren't really that much organized religion. There's the Titans and so we'll have to look over that carefully. Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation, which is actually a good thing that no one decided to make a cleric because
Yeah,
that
I had
gets
considered.
awkward. Most of the clerics don't necessarily follow a deity because, yeah.
Okay, so okay, maybe not as a prayer, but well, like
Siri really likes the stars.
yeah. Siri likes stars. I miss my mother.
I understand that.
So we're going to be come. We will be closing our eyes a lot, if that's fine with you. Quiet.
I can do that.
Okay. I'll let the others know.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
what's
There are gods.
okay?
I think the closest that you might be able to get on short notice is the sun god. Nayar.
So, no, but they don't know that, right?
She doesn't know it's a sun god. Yeah, I'm doing a quick search for.
Technically, the
something in
stars and
here.
the sun are the same thing.
Yeah, the
That's
star is
true.
just, or the sun is just the closest star.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
that's true.
Then you
Technically, not
have. I
lying.
have the names of the god of judgment, and the goddess of destruction.
Nope.
God of magic.
That would not be a good one.
Nope, not around
That'd be
here.
even worse than the goddess of destruction.
If you have any nature ones, those would be good.
Or deities of the stars, or of the moon, or of night,
Hmm.
Just life or healing.
dream, knowledge.
Yeah, there's unfortunately no actual the Wikipedia is a work in progress. Very much a work in progress. But yeah, they're technically called gods, but they're not gods.
But
They're
there's things that exist.
they're powerful beings that normal people like you guys would consider gods. So that's as close as you get. Oh hey, god of retribution. Why do they all sound so?
Because this world is messed up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed there's a god of magic at this point, and it's not like the most banned, rejected god in existence.
It might be more like a cult.
Yeah.
Something that a cult would worship rather than an actual deity.
I told her it was like I was missing my mom, and we're doing a deep meditation for that. So when I was like, okay, Fruda's coming. I told her we're looking at the stars, but we're going to be very quiet, and that some of us are going to be like having our eyes closed and being quiet for a while. So this way, Ash can do your thing.
Okay. I need to sit beside someone then. That way they can jab me in the side if I need to stop magic.
How about me on one side and Copper on the other, since Copper can be themselves?
That works.
You just see Copper deliberately tilt their head to one side, like, what's that supposed to mean?
It's a compliment.
Yeah,
okay.
like you can be observant and people don't know it. Amazing.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, like, you guys can talk, I just won't be. But
I mean, you can talk while you're doing that. You just can't hear them talk.
yeah, so not gonna do that. Because if I can't hear, I don't know my volume either.
That's true.
Yeah, so those just be deep moments of silence and prayer, and then we'll look up at the stars for a while, and then we got this.
We got this. Don't worry about it.
All right. So you all head out with Fuda and the two tigers in tow. Where's Where's
I
Ian?
I ask
Hmm?
I asked Buddha. I put my hand out to. I'm trying to make friends with any of the cats. Do the cats like me yet?
They seem to tolerate you well enough. They let you pet them. As long as it's not for too long.
Because, cats.
Because they're cats.
Because they're
Oh,
cats.
and I imagine I have to pet both of them at the same time so they don't get jealous.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes one won't care and it's just like, whatever. Or sometimes they'll be like, no, nudge your hand. You're supposed to be petting me.
I want you to pet me here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let me lean into your hand to the point I'm going to break your fingers.
What cat would do that?
Or just like flop down on your arm and stay there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your arm would fall off if it was the weight of a tiger.
Yeah. You know for sure.
So, I'd like to take my sword, the Dream Sword, kind of stab it into the ground next to me to provide a little bit of light. Take out a piece of parchment and just kind of...
Isn't that magic?
Not really. It just produces light.
Glowing sword. Perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got a glowing pylon that glows all the time, so...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah. Gonna try and, like,
Blip.
draw the shard.
Blip?
Escape.
Blip. Blip.
Well, invisible right now, absolutely. Because he has to be invisible at all times.
Yep.
But he's there.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Can you give me a stealth check for him?
I'm just checking something because we would have had to go through the part of the village, so I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
Yeah, and is he like sitting on your head still, or?
He is invisible, but because he's gonna have to sneak into the temple, he's currently an invisible rat on my shoulder.
Oh no.
Oh no, actually, probably in the scarf.
Oh no! Why would you make...
Because the tigers weren't here yet. I needed to get through the village, so yeah, he's probably a rat in my scarf right now, but invisible. Listen,
Okay, well,
I didn't know the tigers were
going
to
check.
I didn't know the tigers were going to be there.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh no, the tigers are interested in the rat.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna ask though. Blip is a shadow creature. Does it have the scent of a rat, or is it just the shape of a rat? I don't imagine Blip having a scent.
I imagine he has a scent,
Not
possibly
a rat
not
scent.
necessarily like. Isn't it a shapeshift though? It's not an illusion. It's an actual shapeshift.
It's a polymorph. Yeah, sorry.
So it's the
He's a
equivalent of a polymorph. So it would actually smell like a rat.
Poor Blip.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh God.
He's in my scarf. He's safe.
And now so are the tigers. They're very interested in you.
Yeah, the tigers seem to be like ignoring Zen and are like sniffing and pawing at your scarf.
No, my scarf. Please no. No kitties. No kitties. Please no.
I'm just gonna...
Once all the paws go away, I'm basically gonna mentally communicate to Blip, and he's gonna polymorph into a spider instead. And hopefully the tigers won't smell the goddamn rat anymore.
Can I use my...
Because the other option's bad.
Seeing this, can I use my speech of beast and leaf to just try to talk with the tigers and persuade them to leave Ash alone for a while?
Sure. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look at
Alright.
Buddha. It's like, this
This has advantage.
Can I just say, guys, the 3 different polymorphs Blip
24.
can do is a spider, a rat, and a raven. Poor Blip right now just wants to avoid these tigers.
all three things would be things that cats would be
Tigers would-
interested
well, yeah.
in.
Yep.
Buddha's like they seem to be smelling something interesting on you. But Ziri, you managed to talk them down, and like after a moment, as the rat smell kind of like it stays because it was in your scarf, right? But it kind of it's not as strong anymore because the rat itself is gone. So they're like, whatever, and they kind of back off for the moment. But as soon as you sit down, both of them are like sitting to either side of Ash.
Meanwhile, Ash is just trying to play this off as, when did I last clean this scarf? A while ago, apparently.
Try to
see their
sit
tails.
next to Ash. We're just gonna be like, oh no.
Okay, I can still do this. Because it's now an invisible spider.
Yep.
So,
we could climb up the wall.
yeah, it's
No sense
basically
into
what
that.
I'm gonna do. Because I deliberately put my back close, like against the wall, basically, because, you know, something to rest against, close enough to the goddamn temple. So,
all over.
spiders have a climb speed of 20 feet. I'm just gonna have Blip quietly climb up the wall as a spider.
Okay. Looking up spider stats now. They have a climb speed of 20 feet.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
what I
that's
said. Because
Okay.
it shows me their speed of all the different shape changes.
Oh, cool. That's useful. All right. Well, as a spider, I don't think you have to roll stealth.
I'm hoping.
And it's an invisible spider right
Yes,
now.
it is an
Mhm.
invisible spider.
Okay. So I will make you roll a stealth check to not have someone just helpfully kill the spider that's on you right now. It will take a while for it to climb over and out, but not that long. Once it's on the other side of the wall, are you keeping it in spider form?
Okay, so first of all, once Blip has started going away, Ash is just gonna basically relax against the wall, bring her scarf up a little, and then just close her eyes and start seeing through Blip's eyes.
Okay.
Oh, hey, a map?
Oh no, we're back here.
Oh.
Oh, Karu's just moving us.
Oh. Ooh.
Don't do that to me, Karu.
Yeah, that was like
It's
a heart
not
attack.
supposed to.
Post-traumatic snake disorder.
Too bad that we're in a village that also has snakes.
Well, yes.
That wasn't a
alright.
snake.
So, for most of you, this is going to be black.
Yep.
I mean, you could just make a token for Blip and give everyone vision.
I guess. All right. Are you? So my question stands: are you keeping him as a spider as he?
Well, I want to see how far away the door is at this point, because I'd
Where's
rather
the
keep Blip as a quiet spider than anything else right now.
Okay. All right. So he has 120 feet of dark vision.
Yep, and it is Devil Sight. Not that it matters, but it's a magical dark sight.
So does Devil Sight make darkness bright light or dim light?
Hang on, because I also have Devil Sight, so I can give you the street. You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet.
That is so broken. All right. Cool.
Ash also has that. So yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is broken as fuck, and I love it.
It's like, yeah, dim light. You have disadvantage. No, you
No.
don't.
Nope. I see
Nope.
normally.
Darkness, yeah, so what? I can see.
I can see. It's fine.
And you also
All
have
right.
eight eyes to look out of instead of 2.
Ah.
Yeah, that's probably disorienting to look out through at first because it's like 8 eyes. I can see everywhere.
I mean, it helps. It's weird, but I need to get used to this because this is one of Blip's shapes, and I have a feeling I'm going to use it a lot, especially if I'm around cats.
Yep. All right. So there's a bit of a thing for the map here, but because this thing is not actually outside. But you come to the back of the temple. There doesn't seem to be any entrances from the back, and Blip can see on top of the temple one of the heirs of Kong, one of the large giant apes, just patrolling around the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm. So, let me just check. Fun fact, a spider and a rat have the same movement speed.
That is weird. But
Yeah.
okay.
And apparently it's the same walking speed that Blip has in his own form. And
Amazing.
the raven form. So, none of the forms make
Fastest
any difference.
spider ever.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just
Glad
gonna
it's
keep
on our
this.
side. I'm glad it's on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with a spider that can move 20 feet in 6 seconds.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Thanks. All right.
So Blip's just gonna say in spider form, because least likely to make
Invisible
noise.
spider form.
Yes.
All right, cool. I feel like I should be rolling for frogs.
You do know that there are certain snakes that actually eat spiders.
Yes, but we established that the snakes don't actually go into or necessarily around the temple. I mean,
Mhm.
sometimes they do, but for the most part, they are patrolling the village itself and its surroundings.
And luckily, once I'm in the temple, I can just walk on the ceiling.
You have to get there too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
you should be able to control Blip.
Yes, I can. Okay, so I need Blip to be able to get inside the temple. There's no entrance that I can see on this side, right?
No. And from what you recall seeing, you know there's an entrance in the front side, so on the south side.
Okay.
And what you can see over the edge of the surrounding wall, there didn't seem to necessarily be any entrances elsewhere.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have Blip start moving around the outside of the temple and tell him to go towards the entrance. Just because it might be safer, at least. He is gonna be just on the wall slightly.
Okay, so this temple has the base is hold on, I think I have an out thing. It's not quite the way the temples like it is a pyramid, but it's a what they call like a steepled pyramid, like
Okay.
a staircase pyramid. So
Oh,
that's what
okay.
the outside looks like.
Okay.
The map itself is a bit different because the inside of the temple, the map of the inside of the temple doesn't match the outside of the temple, which I'm just going to assume means that when you enter, you go down, I guess.
Okay. So, part of why I went on the wall is so I can get over this water despite being a spider.
Yeah, that means he has to climb quite a few steps to get around.
Well, luckily all he's doing is moving, which technically means he could use his action to move, which means he could move 40 feet in 6 seconds. It's horrifying.
Yeah, so he goes up and around and then makes it to the other side of the water so that he doesn't have to sink.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the south side and yeah, there's a bit of a difference here between the one and the other, and I'm honestly not sure which one is the real one, but we're going to say that there are stairs going into an open temple and there's 4 pillars And at this point, he's probably just out of your reach. So you lose connection with him while he's going to the
Yeah.
main door.
I did give him the command because I figured I might lose connection to him while he's going into the entrance since we're at the far side. But it was basically head inside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, you're in a spider form. Yeah, I really don't think anyone's gonna... You know what? Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll twice because 14. Blip, why are you so bad at stealth? You're supposed to be good at stealth.
This is gonna go great.
Well, could just be a spider. Squish.
Okay, well, I crit failed the guard's perception check.
Cool.
Oh, wait, he's invisible, so they can't even see, like, oh, spider squish.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they crit failed. Alright, so Blip enters the temple past the 2 guards at the entrance.
I don't think the people who made this temple expected a Pact of the Chain Warlock.
I mean, can you blame them? About there is when you reconnect with him.
Cool. Which means I can see.
Yeah, and you see the inside of the temple has there's a main entryway and then a bunch of pillars surrounding what looks like the lip of a you can't really tell from the angle that you're looking because you're a spider on the ground. But it looks like a platform of some sort in the center that is kind of what is that, hexagonal? No. It's actually supposed to be a circle, I think, but anyways, in the center. And then past that, at the very end, there seems to be another, like, possibly an altar of some kind. You muted yourself.
Sorry. Is there anyone inside the temple as Blip goes in?
Nope, it is empty.
Okay. Is there any signs of anyone coming through recently? Like dust, dirt, footprints?
It's pretty clean, and I think it's a bit disorienting, for you looking through his eyes, because let me just scroll to the description of this place. You're not supposed to look in here for a while, so...
Welp.
Sorry, not sorry.
Warlocks, man.
Yeah. Alright, so this first floor has torches, so it's actually lit. So you, at the very least, can tell that this place has been illuminated and is kept illuminated because these are regular ass torches. They're not like magical or anything. They need to be replaced.
Okay.
The inside, the floor is colored differently. Like there's like twisted mosaics and jagged patterns, so it's very like ornamental.
Okay.
And the ceilings of this place are about 15 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So they look a lot more than that to your spider eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Once I confirm that there's no one in here, Blip is going to switch into his normal imp form just for not confusing eyesight.
Okay.
So Blip is his normal self now. He's just going to walk because same speed.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to start taking a look around. So is this a hole or...
How tall are imps? Imps are pretty small, aren't they?
They are considered tiny fiends.
Yeah.
So he's cute and tiny.
He kind of has to hop up because the lip of this thing is like 3 feet tall.
So far too tall for him.
Yeah. And it seems to be a well. It just with a shaft going down.
Is it deeper than 120 feet?
No, it is 100 feet down. And what it's kind of hard to tell, mainly because it's still, but best guess, it seems that there's water at the bottom.
Okay. Might see if there's anything else down there, but that's a later time.
And Blip kind of tells you that there's like a weird, bad smell coming from it.
Bad smell how? Is it dead body bad? Is it something's wrong with the water bad? Is it this is stale as fuck water?
Like dead bad.
Okay. And then what's this area over here?
It's let's see, that's okay. So the northern end of the room, what you thought was a like altar, turns out to be a large throne made from from the same smoke-colored stone that the rest of this place is built of. Carved onto the throne is the statue of a multi-headed serpent.
Okay. What does its like? So the underbody is still a serpent?
No. Give me a history check.
Oh.
Either, history or maybe Arcana. I don't know which one you prefer.
I prefer Arcana.
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
21.
Okay. You've heard tales of such creatures. You're pretty sure this is a depiction of a Hydra.
Okay, cool. That is a thing I will be telling everyone later. I'm really glad we ran away from the snake hole. And there's nothing like behind it? The throne?
Of the throne? You want to investigate that area?
Yeah, maybe. Hang on. Investigation's intelligence? I can try it.
Okay. You do find... Right, so in the wall behind it is basically a smooth panel that has carved into the wall beside the panel a depiction of a multi-headed serpent again.
Okay, Hydras. At this point, you can just say Hydra, Karu.
Yeah.
Okay. So, throne, hole, death. Cool. So these stairs, are they going up or down?
They're going downwards.
Okay. Blip would check both sides. Is there one going up, one going down, or are they both down?
They both go downwards, and they appear to descend like 25 feet down to the next level.
No bad smell?
Nope.
Okay. Blip's gonna head...
The door that there's two doors identical on each side, pretty much where you are at. There's one on the other side, so it's symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
And the doors are made of a weird green wood you have never before seen.
Okay. Taking mental note of that, to ask the others if they know about green wood later. So Blip's gonna head down on to the one on this side. I'm assuming these aren't going to be completely sealed, like airtight. Is there a crack at the bottom or the top where a spider could slip through?
For the door?
Yeah. Just has to be a little itty bitty crack.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Especially given the age of this temple, I would say you can probably find a crack for Blip to pass through the door.
Okay, Blip is just gonna spider crawl through the hole.
So you're going through this door?
Yes.
Okay. So you go through the door, and you find the room in here is illuminated by a soft blue glow coming from a pool of water that dominates the full northern side of the room. It's a pretty shallow pool.
Is there anything in the water? Like, what's causing the glow?
You have Blip approach. It seems like it's the water itself. It's not something in the water. It's like the water itself is glowing.
Me as a player wants to poke the water. Ash isn't going to do that. Blip costs too much to finally summon.
It looks like very clear, very like beautifully crystalline, glowing blue water.
And there's nothing in the water or anything on the around the outside walls? Like carvings even?
Nope. As far as I know, this is a plain room. There's like steps going into the water, so like you could like walk down the steps into the pool.
Okay. Alright. I'll just go up and go to the other room.
Okay. So you go into the other room, and this one does have things on the wall. So there is nothing in it. Like the room itself is empty. It is just a plain, empty room. Except the walls are completely painted with a centuries-old mural. Excuse me. That's my boob you're using to stand on, cat. Go somewhere else. The mural is depicting a dozen tiger-headed humanoids. The thumbs on their hands seem to be reversed. And they're all surrounding, like, they go like all around the chamber, and then on the like opposite end, there seem to be surrounding what looks like a glowing child with blank eyes.
Okay, Karu, I know what the tiger head things are with opposite side thumbs. Would Ash know? What do I fucking roll to know what this fucking thing is? Because I hate you right now and I'm terrified.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Come on, Ash. Please do good here. Fucking fuck, Ash!
You're not sure.
Okay, cool. I'm just checking some. Okay. Blip is a devil. Okay. I hate you, Karu. I hate whoever made this goddamn module at this moment, because are you fucking kidding me?
I will let Dave know how much you hated this particular room.
Show does too, because Show PM me. He knows exactly what it is too. Okay, well, it's a weird room, tiger-headed people, and a kid that has me really fucking concerned.
Just a kid.
Bullshit.
Glowing.
I think I know what the kid's name is.
It's a centuries-old mural.
Shh. I'm paranoid.
Alright, so you have him leave the room?
Yeah. Okay.
So you noticed that room was a bit smaller than the other.
Oh? Huh.
And when you were looking around the main chamber, there was a door from the main chamber to
yes.
The west.
Okay, I will take a peek in there then.
Okay, so let me. That one's okay. I have to look at numbers because I didn't put the numbers down on the map. All right, so similar to the other room, this is an empty place. The walls of this chamber are also painted with a centuries-old mural. This one's depicting what look like elves. There's 12 different elves. And one of them, a female, is holding a weapon that looks like a glaive. Another one is holding a large, jagged-looking greatsword.
Okay, I've changed my mind on hating the person who made this module because they included a glaive, and I love them for that. Okay. Are there any other distinguishing features on the different elves? Like,
It's an old mural, so I'm not sure how like the colors are a bit faded. So it's a bit hard to tell, but like all of the elves look different and have distinguishing features between each other.
are there any distinguishing features on the different varieties of elves in this world? Like, do they look like a specific one, or is it a mix of all the different types of elves?
There are definitely not 12 types of elves in this world.
Oh, I know that, but like, are there some of
Um,
each, or are they
I'm
all?
not sure because that's the description I gave you is all the description I
Ah,
have.
okay.
So I'm not sure if they're like meant to be like the different species because I do recall that the different species have different like colors that are more typical, or if these are meant to symbolize something else.
Okay.
I know what this is referring to, but I haven't actually read that part of the module yet. So
Yeah, no, understandable. Okay. I will leave there. And one last thing to check before I leave. But I'm just gonna double check one thing before I do that to make sure I have a panic button. Okay, so cool. Cool. Okay, I'm going to have Blip turn into a spider and start heading down the well of possible death.
okay.
Just carefully. I want to, like, is this just a well, or is there a secret tunnel near the bottom of the well? I just want to double check.
Okay. Okay. So he starts going down the well.
Uh-huh.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
A con save? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Blip.
You just lost Blip.
What do you mean?
Blip dies.
He dies?
Yeah. Pretty sure he dies. He's got 10 hit points, right?
He has 10 HP. Oh, if this is a spell, I actually have resistance against. I have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
It's a magical effect.
So come on, Blip, do better. 14?
That's still a fail.
Also, if it's poison, he's immune.
He takes 25 necrotic damage.
Oh, it's necrotic. Hang on. Okay, he's not resistant to necrotic. I'm just double checking shit. Okay, and... Okay, so yeah, he poofs.
Yeah. He would have died even if he saved.
Yeah, I had to double check. Because I know that he has quite a few different features.
Yep. So he starts going down the well, and the last thing you get from him is pain, and then it just gone.
Okay. So, Ash wakes up again. What have you guys been doing the whole time?
That is a great question that I was going to ask too. What were you guys doing all that time?
Meditating and praying, just like Ashes.
Show your music.
Yeah, I know. I did say that Copper was trying to map out the skyscape.
Ziri would have his star map out and just kind of be, checking that versus what's up in the skies. Maybe pointing some things out to Copper like, now and then.
Okay. I can't remember if you did that before or not. Did you try to locate like where you were in respect to the mainland using the stars before?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, we
Figure
kind of figured out where we were, kind of.
I think we were like we figured we were very, very far east of where we were,
Yeah.
but not necessarily like much farther south or north, if I recall correctly.
Nope, wrong PDF. I have like 6 PDFs open right now. uh,
Yeah, apparently we're east of Central O'Mara, south of the Wound or something. Southeast of
yeah,
the
so
Great Wall.
you are something like you're 700 miles south of the Isle of Agrea, which is the Dragonborn's Island. I'll put you back on the. Now that you have like time and everything, and a clear night. So this is the Dragonborn Isle. That's where all the Dragonborns come from. So you're like 700 miles south of that. And you had calculated as well that the eastern shoreline is like 600 miles to the west.
Okay.
Which puts you on that island.
So not only are we a long way from what's considered the mainland, we're also a long way from any major cities or settlements as well. Because if we were to go straight west, that puts us in a desert, basically.
Yeah, it puts you pretty squarely in the center of the most desolate part of the long continent. You'd probably have more luck trying to aim for the Dragonborn Isle. Or, yeah, because that would be closer than trying to get to Great Well, because that would be even farther.
Or maybe go south.
That's further as well.
Yeah, it's definitely farther going south, I think. Yeah, it is a lot farther to that island.
By about 100 miles or so.
Yeah, and this map is not necessarily up completely to scale, because... And again, you're looking at the stars, so within reason. But yeah, that's more or less where you guys are. And I'm not sure how your friend here reacts. As about, I'd say almost an hour total between being stealthy and walking slowly and making sure and looking around before Blip is no more.
We would have told you to like move a certain way or something.
Problem is, this was sudden.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Ash probably immediately opens her eyes and gasps a bit and is like, fuck.
Two tigers and Vood are immediately looking at you and going like, are you okay?
I fell asleep.
Give me a deception roll, please.
Oh god.
Oh God, please.
Come on, please roll decent. 22.
Okay.
I'm really not good at this, guys. I try to be quiet, and then I just fall asleep.
You are so goddamn lucky. I nat 20.
But
What?
Oh.
21.
Oh.
woo,
She kind of stares at you for a moment and then starts to laugh.
hey, that's not nice. I really tried this time, but how long has it been? How long have I been out for?
We've been out here for like an hour.
I am so bad at this. Okay, cool. How's everyone else doing?
I am calm. Dan?
I'm kind of just like watching over Ziri's shoulder, just kind of like somewhat interested, but also just kind of keeping an eye out on everything else. And yeah, it's been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least it didn't start raining. I wonder if that would have woken me up.
Maybe.
Maybe. I doubt it. But maybe. Also, sorry for surprising your tigers. That wasn't very nice of me.
Well, are we going to stay here much longer?
What do you think, Ziri? You make that call.
Well, as much as I could probably stay up here myself till the sun comes up. I imagine if some of us are falling asleep, maybe we should call it a night.
I didn't intend to fall asleep, okay? It just
I know.
happened. It was nice and quiet and relaxing.
It happens.
I'll try it again sometime.
Maybe we can try it another night.
Yeah.
Okay. And you all head back to the village and your tents.
Mm-hmm.
So our friend goes back to her tent, right? With her
Yeah.
fluffy tigers. Okay, so we're all alone. Blip died.
What?
Oh.
Yep.
What happened?
Creature was it? Describe it.
Wasn't a creature. He went down a well and suddenly pain. And boo. Blip was gone. Blipped out of existence. But besides that, so, there's a throne in there that has, hydras depicted on it. There's one room that has, glowing water. Really pretty, but nothing else in there. There's another room that has a bunch of these like humans, but they have tiger heads and their thumbs are on the wrong side of the hand. That's a really weird mistake to make on all the murals, but they're kind of all around the entire room. And there's this like kid-sized person who doesn't have a tiger head but is like blanked out eyes. It's really creepy. And then there's another room, and there were 12, specifically 12 elves in it. And they all look different, but one of them had a really cool glaive, and another one had a sword.
Any of the others have like weapons or?
And those were the two that have weapons. Oh, also, there was a well in the middle of the main area in front of the throne that Blip said smelled like death. That was the last place he decided to explore, and yeah, he started going down and just pain, boom, gone. So, that well is dangerous.
Did Blip see any people inside?
no people, but there were torches that were lit, and they weren't magical, so someone must go in there regularly to keep those torches lit. My guess is maybe a guard, but any of you guys know about humans with tiger heads and misdrawn thumbs? Karu,
Would
you're
I know
muted.
anything?
You're muted.
You can all give me a history check.
Would it be history or arcana?
Unless you're trained in Arcana.
I'm trained in arcana. I'm not trained in history.
All right, an Arcana check.
Because
Nope.
I was raised by elves. So could I do a history check on the elven thing?
Sure.
I just don't want to do some.
I'm trying to think of how Ziri might know something about this because I rolled a 19.
Okay. Ziri, the reason you know about this is because it has to do with the religion of this world.
Okay.
And you have some information of that because of your studies. And it's not just that, it's also part of the warnings you were given in terms of connecting to the nature of this world via your druidic skills. The things depicted in that room are called Denorex. They are what opposes what most mortals call the gods of this world.
So I'll just explain it. So those tiger-headed people, yeah, they're apparently they are stand in opposition to what most of the gods and the people in this world know about.
Their main like the thing that is known is that they are kind of like demons or devils that want to destroy the world and remake it in their image. And I'll give you the spelling.
Okay. Okay. So those people either worship these things or they're trying to ward them off somehow. Is what Ziri would guess about this.
With my role, do I get anything about the elves?
Did we mention what your elven heritage is? Like, did we figure out which of the elves you're related to?
No.
Okay. Trying to remember. Trying to figure out what would be common knowledge for, like, you definitely would know this like because of your elven heritage. Trying to see if I have that downloaded somewhere. No. Opening my 7th PDF.
Hopefully someday all this information is in a single PDF for you, Karu.
Hopefully. So your best guess is that this might actually be referring to the original group of elves, like before they even split into different peoples. and the glaive itself kind of reminds you of the weapon that was given to the king of the elves.
Why people like why the elves split?
Um, I'm not sure. I have to read a bit more about the elves and figure that out if it is the case or if they're actually different people. Um, but yeah, the whole glaive thing is what, like, you've heard tales of, like, this glaive that was supposedly passed, was supposed to be the indicator of the leadership of the elves that has been lost to time, and the idea is whoever can find the glaive becomes the next ruler of the elves. But because elves don't, they don't believe in hereditary monarchy. They believe that the spirit of the old king has to choose who takes over. And the glaive, basically, whoever is chosen and finds the glaive is the next ruler. And that hasn't happened in centuries.
Okay, so oh, I know about that glaive. That glaive has like been lost to time, and whoever holds the glaive rules the elf.
Elves have a ruler.
So you know how some places is like my dad is a king or my mom's a queen, or like I'm the, and so like they have a kid all of a sudden for some reason just because they were born they're now king or whatever. Uh, elves don't have that. It's more like the spirits and you're chosen that way. So if you happen to find the glaive, rule the elves. It hasn't been seen in a long time.
200 years.
200 years.
Did not know that.
Why would that be here? Those the original elves?
I mean, they all did look different from each other. Like, that's the thing. It wasn't like clone copy like the other things were in the other room. It was specifically 12 different designs of things. So that temple is interesting.
Huh. It, so,
Hmm? You okay, Zen?
it's just start stories about it, you know? It's not a common story. I mean, it's like for elves and stuff. Like, so I was actually my mom's the elf, and actually was raised by
Okay.
all elves and stuff. So
Well, at least
Does
we know
anybody else?
some stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious why something like this would be depicted on an island that's hundreds of miles away from any other civilization, unless elves lived out here long, long ago.
Well, I mean, there most sacred temple also has a well of death. There's a lot that doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't. It's like it's all just sort of cobbled together from a bunch of different cultures or something. So far, we have elves, we have tiger-headed people, we have hydras, we have a death well, we have a kid with no eyes. You said it was basically.
Yeah, and oh, sorry. Seriously, Carter, there were more rooms? I thought the well was the last place. That's why I went for the well. I was deliberately leaving the well for last. God damn it.
It was the space where you didn't have Blip's contact.
Should have still mentioned it. Anyways.
I mean, would Blip have mentioned it once he got to the area that he contacted you?
Probably, but we've passed it.
Okay.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, there's a couple more rooms. Blip had to go buy them to contact me again. But again, he went down the well of death, and this is gonna suck. 'Cause I'm gonna have to resummon him. I didn't expect him to die.
Are you being angry at you?
I didn't deliberately throw him into a fire or anything. Both of us didn't know that was gonna happen. So I think he'll be fine. If I sent him down the well again, yes, he would be mad. But considering neither of us knew that would happen, I think it's fine.
Like, next time you tell him, hey, go into the area that smells like death, he's gonna be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You first.
Listen, I didn't think it would be that quick. Like, I checked. As long as he's within 100 feet, I can desummon him instantly. So if, there were signs of something bad being down there, like if I heard growls of a creature, or if I saw movement, or if I saw, spikes ahead or anything like that, I was planning to desummon him. I just didn't expect literal sudden death. Yeah, that wasn't what I expected, guys. But that means I have to resummon him, which is gonna suck.
We're gonna have to go back to that volcano, aren't we?
No, I have enough supplies for one more resummoning. I planned ahead just in case.
Good.
My inventory literally says enough supplies for one more summoning.
You just didn't expect to have to summon him again this soon.
This soon, yeah.
First thing I'm gonna do when I get him back is hug the poor guy. Be like, I'm sorry. I have no idea if a familiar has to eat, but if he does, I'm gonna give him treats.
Just because they don't have to eat doesn't mean that they don't like to.
Yeah.
True. He's getting treats then. I'm Pact of the Chain. This is my whole thing. I can't let my familiar die. But we know a bit more now. So, yay!
Also, thank you to Gwen for the DM Advantage donation.
Oh, nice. Also, Gwen, why do you hate us? Though technically speaking, that DM advantage is probably going to be used in the Wildmount game on Friday. So,
It's possible. I haven't had to roll against you guys too much today.
no. I see that smiley face, Gwen. Brat.
Yup, I see it too.
All right. Well, the rest of the week is a that was you're on your 5th day of the week. So I think most of you are spending the rest of the week studying
Yeah.
the language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there an opportunity for Vuda to take me to see
She was there for quite a bit, so she's not going back just yet.
Okay.
Probably beginning of the week after that.
Okay, so then I'll just like continue to hang out.
Okay.
With her and learning from her.
All right. Yeah, so she does do a bit of hunting nearer to the village because that's part of her job. Um on one evening you notice that Vuda's kind of like in one of her like manic episodes, and she's like acting a bit odd, and you get the sense this is kind of like what she was talking about, the whole fire mine thing, and everyone's kind of ignoring her and staying away from her. Um but she approaches you and goes, I need to talk to you. I have a favor to ask.
What do you need?
Not here. And she like leads you to a place where you are both alone. I want to know what's in one of the chambers of the temple. I need to know what's on the walls. Do you think you can go in and see for me?
Chamber.
Uh the first corridor on the right, the first room on the left.
Wait. Wait. First room.
First corridor on the right,
So
first room on the left.
corridor right, left. So out of game. Does that match? That
It's
doesn't
one of
match
the
anything.
It's one of the ones she missed.
Okay.
One of the ones you never told me about.
I gave you a chance to retcon it.
That isn't fair. But God, I really wanted to, but
We have a way of possibly seeing without having to go in.
But that is forbidden.
Is us going in the temple okay?
No.
Oh, how could we get it? Any way that we got it to the temple?
I'll leave it to you.
All right.
And then she kind of like just wanders off.
I want to keep tabs on her.
Okay.
I don't want her to be alone.
You can see her starting to prepare for a journey. Like, you can tell that because she's like in this like weird state that she doesn't want to be near people, and eventually just like grabs not the amount of supplies that she usually goes for her place, but at the very least, to get out of the village, she takes her 2 tigers and goes hunting again.
I try to see if she would at least like my company.
She shakes her head no. Then she points to the temple and then turns away.
I will I'll go back to Ash and go. Okay, so I kind of we kind of made like a little map of the temple. Okay. You, Blip didn't go right, did he?
That's an area I lost contact with him. I don't know if there was anything there.
Something there. Buddha wants to know what's in the right corridor in the left.
I can try sending Blip that way. I have to resummon him, but we could try doing the same thing we did and just go out another night.
Yeah.
If there's no one else around besides us, if I'm able to see things, I'd be able to immediately describe them to you so you can maybe write them down. Instead of having me try and describe them when, after.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as people like trust us enough to be like, oh, they're just doing their weird thing, and they sort of like roll their eyes at us, but not suspicious with us, I'm good with.
Yeah. And I mean, we went out and nothing weird happened besides me falling asleep, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that once I resummon Blip. Did she say anything else about what she wanted to know about? Because it seems weird for anyone here to be curious about a place they're not allowed to go into.
Well, she keeps saying fire mine.
Mm-hmm.
They're just getting like vision.
I can look into it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
All right. So are you resummoning Blip? And how are you? Where are you?
I'll basically be like, hey, Zen, want to come with me outside of the village so I can resummon Blip because it takes me an hour. And I kind of don't want to be alone while I'm doing the ritual just in case.
I can be like, yeah. You want to look for herbs and stuff? Yeah, I can go with Tan. Do you want to go like on a hunting, scouting? I found, yeah. Buddha showed me a really interesting way to go. I can show you.
Okay, let's do that.
You want to come along, Tan? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'll just need an hour, like, sitting somewhere to do the ritual, but besides that, we can actually be productive.
Copper, did you want to go for a walk? Or are you still like banging yourself?
Oh, dear.
Muted.
Good job.
I think I've gotten all of the dents out. I wouldn't mind taking a bit of a walk, maybe stretch my legs out.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go into the forest, So everyone is Ziri going as well? Like, is it all of you or
Okay.
Yeah.
okay? All right. So you all go as far as out of the village as you feel comfortable, and Ash settles down and starts pulling out all her materials and drawing weird circles on the ground with everything and setting the incense and muttering words that sound like utter nonsense. While she's doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm keeping my eyes peeled to make sure that nobody from the village has come with us.
Okay.
Probably would have told, like, we have the cover of like scouting, possibly. So finding maybe like some new plants, or maybe bringing back an animal or something, trying to hunt.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay. Um, those who are on the so you want to like forage basically.
Yeah, yeah. Like as the
Okay. So you can give me a survival check,
eh,
and
I-
Copper, you were looking around, so give me a perception check. All right, 2 15s.
and a 19 from
The
Ziri.
19. Okay. So Zen and Ziri managed to find a bit of um like mushrooms in the local area, mushrooms and some plants. While you're doing that, um you as you're coming back, mm, Copper, you see movement in the bushes to one side. And then two huge snakes come out and seem to be heading towards Ash.
Are they the ones that are the guard dogs of the village?
Nope. These are large, yellow skinned.
Have we seen them in our travels before?
I don't think you've seen these particular ones, no.
I will shout a warning. Snakes incoming.
Is this after I've summoned Blip? Is this in the middle of it?
It's
And then
in the
I will
middle of-
move to intercept one of them.
It's in the middle of my ritual. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep, you're busy.
Okay.
I would have
Um,
been going that away.
I mean, we're gonna roll initiative. You're
Well,
just
I know, but I would have been moving as I was saying it.
well, yes, but they're moving too, so
Mhm.
that's initiative. But you're not surprised. So there's that. So everyone roll initiative if you haven't already. And hey, look who goes first.
Yep. Karu, that's weird. The one snake also had the same roll as me.
And it
But
just
when-
like skipped it for some
Yep.
reason, somehow.
Mhm. I
Good.
was put first, so that's
Yeah, it's fine. I'll let you go first.
okay. Well, I'm going right around there
Okay.
to intercept this one, and then I'm going to slash at it with my long sword, and then I'm going to bonus action offhand attack it, which of course works.
Yep.
20 hit.
It's always the second one. Yeah, 20
Yep.
definitely hits. It's just a snake.
It's okay. It min damage anyway.
I mean, it's a snake. All right.
Yep. Ooh, and I get my soul shards for that. Hooray. Okay, done.
All right. So before 10, we're going to do the snake that got its turn missed, which is the one by Tan. And it
Oh.
sees a tiny little morsel that it wants to have. Please let me. I know you're hungry. We're almost done. Does a 7 hit you? I don't think so. I'm gonna. You know what? Yeah, let's just use that reroll I got earlier.
Oh,
Mm,
Gru!
wow.
God damn it, Gwen!
You know what?
And of course.
You know what?
Damn it,
Hold
Gwen!
on
Thank
one moment there. Hold on one moment there.
Gwen!
Can I buy a
Gwen,
reroll
we're
to make
level
you use it
3.
again?
That's not how it works.
Gwen is
So
pleased, we
unfortunate.
are not.
That is unfortunate.
You
Ow.
take 9 bludgeoning damage as it wraps around you and squeezes. And now it's your turn.
Okay.
You are restrained.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and break free.
Okay, so you can use athletics.
Oh no.
Ooh.
It's unfortunate.
Yep. And that would be your action, so you have a bonus action.
Mm, You know, I'm just gonna yell out, "I'm stuck again! Help!"
All right. And
that's my turn.
Sen, you guys are not too far because you didn't want to. So you are within hearing range of the sudden cry from Tan for help.
Is this regular terrain right here? With this,
The tree would be difficult terrain. It's not difficult to climb, but it's just difficult terrain.
oh, I
Yeah.
can
So
get
first you heard.
here. I get here, right?
How much movement do you have?
I have 35.
So it would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd end up on top of it. So I'm hiding it there because it would be 3 movement to get there, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, which would be 35.
Is it solid?
The footing is solid, but it's a bit on the slippery side because of the moss and growth on it, which is what is making it difficult terrain.
Hey, bonus action dash.
That works.
Rogue.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get right here, and then I want to shoot. Hopefully, shoot the one. 'Cause I got my bow.
All right. 19 hits.
That's
No one eats
do
your
I?
friend.
Oh, it's sneak attack.
Oh, yeah, sneak attack.
That's a 7. So 13. Don't eat my
Great.
friend.
She looks so salty.
I like that. Dash. Don't eat my friend. Okay, yeah, that works.
Hey.
You shoot your arrow right through its head as it like rears back to strike at Tan, and you just like through the head, and it falls to the ground, releasing Tan. You did exactly its hit points.
Nice.
God.
All right, so that's your turn.
Yes.
Ash, you're concentrating on your
Yep, I am working on
Ritual.
my ritual.
All right, Copper. Let's see if I can roll another nat 20. No,
Nope.
I cannot.
Uh-uh.
Can't hit you either. All right.
Which is fine.
And Ziri.
All right, so Ziri's been like really fascinated on a type of like a patch of mushrooms he's found. That's why he's not doing anything until now. But, he looks up and hears all this going on. He's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet just to the edge of that log, and he's gonna start rubbing his hands together and toss a flaming sphere and just send it bounding towards that snake there.
Okay.
So this is action to summon it, bonus action to move it. So it technically needs to make a. I didn't think about this. Needs to make a DC 7 dexterity save.
What? DC 15?
So
15.
yeah,
7
this is a weird spell. So if it ends its turn, okay, it still failed. Nice. So if it ends its turn next to it, it's my spell save DC. If I ram it, it's the damage is the actual DC, but it failed anyway, so it takes 7 fire damage.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a very, very weirdly worded spell.
Yeah. All right. So it takes the damage on its turn, right? Because it's basically if it starts within this flaming sphere, is that how the damage
Well,
works?
it takes the damage, and we'll say it's there. It takes the damage when it hits it, and then if it ends its turn next to it, it will take damage again.
So it
Oh,
took the
okay.
damage right away.
Yeah. So I'm very strongly trying to encourage it to go somewhere else.
I'm
Great.
pretty sure
Well,
you
it had
just told it to
7.
go to hell.
It had 7 hit points left.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Hey, look,
So the
cook
snake
snake.
is hit by the flaming sphere and is incinerated.
Okay.
A little overcooked.
End concentration on that before I set the whole forest on fire.
Thank God.
It's a pretty humid area, so bit hard to do that. But you do have some like cooked, what were they called? Constrictor snake. That you can now take back to the village with you.
Okay.
Good. Is there any
it's
way
gonna
that
be
I can investigate, make sure there's no more of them there?
Sure. You do investigate, and it does seem like they were hunting, and this area was just their, hunting
ground.
grounds.
Okay.
Also, it may not be a good idea to like necessarily just. I don't know. They're called serpent whispers. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
I don't know if it'd be a good idea
I
for us
think
to
we
bring
just leave it
back
out here.
snakes.
I think we can have snake for dinner here.
Yeah, finish
Okay.
roasting up the one that
Yeah.
Ziri cooked a bit.
Yeah.
We could have snake for dinner. They don't
Yeah.
want to have snake for dinner, but we do.
May not bring snake meat back
I mean,
to
to be
the.
fair, more than a few types of snakes actually eat other snakes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But snakes don't worship snakes.
I suppose not.
They call themselves the serpent whisperers. They worship a apparently serpent god. Yeah. All right. Well, good news, Ash. You have been protected, and you have Blip again.
I just
Yeah.
immediately hug Blip, and it's like, I'm sorry. But if you're hungry, there's snakes here you can eat. We can't bring them back with us.
Yeah, I'd like to cut off a piece of the mostly cooked snake and bring it over to Blip.
We can't bring it back. I mean, might as well gift it a little.
Oh, are you hungry?
Yep.
Okay.
There's-
Blip probably just angry eats and just glares at you.
Rage eats.
Listen, I didn't know that would happen, okay?
Smell of
You
death.
didn't know that would happen.
Another
Smell
piece
of death.
of snake.
I didn't think something that smelled of death would make you basically spontaneously combust. Do you know what smells of death? Anything that's dead, including a freaking snake. The snake we leave here, that's going to smell death. Doesn't mean you're going to walk towards it and suddenly go poof.
I'm gonna bring the next piece of snake to it and wiggle it a bit.
Also,
Just like snatches it up.
were there more doors and places in the temple that you didn't tell me about?
Oh yeah.
Why didn't you tell me those?
You didn't ask?
what's in that temple.
Well, but you told me to go in and go until I could sense you again, and I did so.
Fine. Well, I'm not going to make you go in the well again. But you okay going to peek into other rooms again? Please? Not going down the well, I promise. The well of death is going to remain alone.
Need more treats.
A bigger piece of snake meat.
Sweet treats.
So, me being me, does the village make candied meat of any kind? Because it can be a useful way to preserve it.
How do you make candied meat?
I wish I knew how my family always made their candied salmon. I really wish, because it's delicious.
Probably involves sugar.
Now I want candied salmon.
Huh?
They do have.
You can
like,
use things
fruits.
like maple. For example, you can make
Yep,
maple
syrup,
candied.
brown sugar.
Yeah,
Right.
anything
This
that's
is-
high in sugar.
This is a jungle, not a Canadian forest.
I mean, to be fair, you could also use different types of saps.
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably like. There's a chance that there's like cane sugar, I guess, on the island. Like it would be
Fruits.
wild cane sugar, so it's like not all
Or
over the
some
place.
fruit stuff. Like there's
Or
fruit.
honey.
Yeah, there.
make a
You
fruit
guys
syrup.
were introduced to the Zujadia fruit that they use, so that maybe that is sticky enough to like use as a like fruit sugar.
So do you think they would have sold candied meat?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I know I have at least some shit. I was planning to basically bribe Blip once he was resummoned.
Okay, yeah. You produce that, and he's just like, he wants to keep on pouting, but it's like, then he takes it and he eats it, and he's like, okay, I'll go.
I just hug him again.
Okay, Lip understand me?
He can understand you. Wait. He can
He can speak. Can he
He can-
speak? Or does he understand common?
I mean, it says languages common and infernal.
Oh god, the imp can speak. Yeah, you guys can hear him speak.
Yep.
Yeah, I was. Well, so Copper was definitely listening in on that conversation then.
I mean, I have a feeling that we were deliberately talking in our minds until he was speaking in my mind, and just decided to fuck with everyone now by actually talking out loud.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially because then he makes sure that everyone understands how pouty he is.
Yeah.
That talks.
So surprise, he can talk.
Of course I can talk.
I'm just gonna very slowly poke.
Your finger goes through him slightly.
Remember, he's
Like,
a shadowy
That's
imp.
not, yes, that's not discouraging. I'm gonna poke him again. Because it's like, how did that happen? He took the meat.
I'm just gonna warn you, Copper, if you get him too mad, he could sting you, and that's poisonous.
Yeah,
That's
you
nice.
see his
I-
tail. He's got like a scorpion tail that's just like poised now.
Yeah,
Try
I'm
that
resistant
again.
to poison, and I have advantage on poison throws, and immune to the condition poison, I think.
Hopper, do you want people poking at you? So
He's
don't-
rude.
Don't poke at the...
If he pokes at you, just poke him back.
Okay.
It's only fair. Ting.
Poke.
Does a 16 hit you?
No!
Ting.
Ting off the armor.
I'm gonna
That's
tilt
not
my head.
fair.
I'm gonna tilt my head to one side, and I'm just gonna put my finger like that, like I'm gonna flick him
Weird.
next time.
Yeah, for
He
anyone
goes
that's
invisible.
curious, his poison's 3d6 damage.
Which is pretty scary for a summons.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But he only does 1d4 plus 3 piercing, so...
Yeah, it's the
The
poison
the
that's
poison.
dangerous.
That's what
Yeah.
counts. Plus, he can be invisible right up until he attacks you, so you don't see him
Yep.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imps are kind of terrifying.
Yep.
But I love him. He also
Yeah, he
has
just goes
double sight.
invisible, and well, you can see him because you have double sight as well, and you can just see him like go around Copper and try to sting him from behind.
I'm just gonna hold up the snake meat.
He's still gonna
Wave it.
try. You hear another ping on your on the back of your leg.
He probably was watching the snake meat while he half-heartedly tried.
And then you feel him. He doesn't need to necessarily because he can fly, but he's trying to be a little pest right now to you. So he climbs up you,
Click, 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 click.
up your back,
Yeah, I'm gonna let him.
and goes to grab the piece of meat you have in your hand.
I'll let him take it.
And
Also,
then he goes
this is why I called him Blip, because he's adorable.
he goes up to where he assumes your ear is and go, "You're mean." And then you hear the flap, 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 and it just goes and lands on Ash's head and reappears there. Just
Yeah,
You better
you
eat
showed
every
me the
speck of
I
that
gave
meat
you.
if you're gonna eat it on my head.
Drop a couple pieces.
Are you gonna waste that food?
I get this feeling that there's going to be a bit of a love-hate relationship between Blip and Copper. Copper's going to love to tease him.
Flip is just going to constantly try to hit you and fail. All right, so you guys go back to the village.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, once you've all had dinner.
All of us that need to eat anyway.
Dinner.
I mean, we can cook some of that snake meat while we're out and actually, enjoy it.
Yeah,
Mhm,
dinner.
mhm.
Well, do we want to try another temple visit tonight, or wait till another night?
I mean, it basically matters if the sky is clear, so we can use that as an excuse again.
Ain't it? Yeah.
To sleep a little bit,
Tomorrow night, then?
just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tomorrow night it is.
So, are you all doing the same thing as the last time? Basically, going to the back of the temple, which is now out of reach of the area that hasn't been explored.
Can we go on the other side that's like closer to where we want to take a look at?
The entrances.
What about on one of the sides? Is that still too far away? But if we went instead of the back,
Yeah, you could do it on one of the sides.
we could just go on one of the sides.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Kurt?
You'd probably lose him if you went to the complete opposite side, but as long as he's within the range and looking further, then you could probably do that. And you know that you want to see specifically the room on the right, so you could go on the right side of the temple if you wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
that you were within.
We could deliberately position ourselves like that.
It makes a bit less sense because that now you're closer to the light of the obelisks in terms of we're looking at the sky.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, but it's more of we want to see what it looks like at different angles.
Well, luckily for you, the next night is clear.
Sweet. Let's do this shit.
All right, so you go back to the temple. And I have to move myself to the temple too. All right, so...
No, not going near the well.
So you're on basically that side of the temple, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing the same thing as last time with the
Spider
snake
to avoid
spider
detection.
and going into the temple. So this is the point where you realize that you were out of his range, but there was a corridor going west and east.
You should have told me about this blip.
Didn't ask.
Okay, what do we see?
So you come into the chamber that you were asked to come into. And so far, none of these rooms have anything but the murals on the walls, except that one chamber with the water. This one is a centuries-old mural depicting 12 unusual creatures. There is a turtle, a horned beast, a multi-headed serpent, an owl, a frog with 4 eyes, a worm, an elk, a 2-headed mantis, a spider, a skeleton wearing a crown, an eagle, and a squid. They're all evenly spaced apart and facing like out of the mural.
There's nothing else in this room, it's just a mural?
Yep. And as you're walking around, it almost like out of the corner of Blip's eye, it always looks like the figures are turning their heads to look at you.
Blip
But
just
every
hops
time-
back and forth a few times.
Yeah, and every time you go to like every time you're looking at them directly, they're looking directly like at you basically. But out of the corner of their eye, it seems like they're like always looking towards you, even if they have to like move their heads. But every time you look back, they're fine.
There's nothing weird in like these corners or anything?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. No, forget that. They don't move. They're just there. And yeah, no, that's just the shape of the room.
Okay. There's no door or anything even at the end of this, like...
There's a door. There's 2 doors to the south here.
Which door did she say she wanted to go to again?
The one you just...
The right
room,
corridor, the left room.
Yeah.
That's
So
the room you were in.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna check the other rooms. Because apparently there were more rooms.
And you were sneaking under the doors, weren't you?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're going into that one first?
Yeah. This time, Blip will basically peek in first, make sure it's safe, and then go in.
Okay. So you go into this first chamber off the right side. And this centuries-old mural is depicting a strange-looking diagram. And
I will say, since we're alone today, Ash is conveying what she is seeing, like whispering what she is seeing to everyone else, so they can also keep track of things as accurately as possible. And just, if someone pinches Ash, she knows to stop talking. And if they pinch her again, it's okay. And if you smack her arm, it's get the fuck out.
Were there 12 of those tiger people? It's like we got a magic number.
Were there 12?
Yeah.
Let me do.
According to
12
people's
tigers.
notes.
Yep. Because it's 12 elves. There are 12 animals. And, I suppose... I don't remember the tiger people, but
a dozen tiger-headed humans.
Mm-hmm.
So they like the number
Just 12.
12.
All right, so I forgot to prep the handout. So for now, I'm just going to shove the image in Discord.
Please, Discord, won't you load for me for once?
No.
It's an image of 2 squares that are dancing around each other.
Dancing.
So magical.
Oh, there it is.
It is taking a while, even on my end.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
opened Blink.
What the hell? Is it a layout?
That's for you to discern. For those listening and not watching, it's showing a bunch of like square areas with little juts out of them and lines almost like a grid. And there's a couple of them marked with circles or squares. There's an arrow pointing at one of them and like a little figurine of some kind or symbol on it.
Kind of looks like a claw or something. Clawed hand, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. And that's all that's in this room?
Yep.
Okay, next room.
I will eventually make a handout for that one.
Sorry, stream Discord is still being dumb, so I can't show you yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm just quickly
There we go.
uploading it.
There we go, Discord. That's what... Not there we go, stream. That's what it looks like.
And just as I finish uploading it. Alright, so you're going to the next room over?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one also has a handout for it. This one looks like a almost 3-dimensional isometric diagram of a place with like 5 different levels. It almost looks like a map of a place. It's a bit hard to tell what is what just because, you know, it's a mirror. It's a really old mural on a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But from what you can tell, there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of it, and I will. Should have had these handouts ready, but here we are.
I warned you I was gonna go into the temple even.
I'm just uploading it, so. There we
Oh,
go.
wow. Holy shit. Okay, that's complicated. And really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were there any other...
I'm not sure how obvious it is, but you feel like you recognize the layout of the top one.
Yeah, that's the temple. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. I'm gonna keep that open on the side. Shit.
Is this a mall map?
Okay, so Blip is going to go this way. At what point do I lose contact with him?
Let me check. What what is that, 90?
Mm-hmm.
So just as he gets to the opening there.
Okay, but he'd be able to basically peek in and then just come back a little.
Yeah. And that brings you to another centuries-old mural.
Of course.
It depicts a band of heroes. And there's two very small ones. Then there's one that has like a long scarf. One really tall one that looks like it's like in armor and has like two swords. And the other one is pretty tall as well, and has like plants and like stars on it on their
Talk about
clothing.
obvious.
Wow.
You notice that one of these smaller ones depicted has a multi-headed flail in their hand.
What?
Which one of the two small ones? Is there anything else?
The one that I don't think you both have. Oh, you both have hair, long hair, and a ponytail. The one with not a scarf, but a cloak.
Okay. Okay. Creepy. And like looking at
Nina,
this,
you're muted.
Alright, I can't hear anything Karu is saying, except that I was muted. So I don't know anything that just happened.
I just found a mural that absolutely depicts the five of us.
Okay.
And you
Not
have
that. What was after
a
that?
fancy weapon.
A multi-headed flail.
Yep.
Are there any other details about the mural that stand out?
Does it actually look like it's there? Like if Blip goes forward and like pokes it, does it feel like an illusion or
Don't touch things.
No, it feels real enough, and like it is old and faded, which is why it's not like a perfect depiction. And obviously, it's like a depiction of someone who possibly saw all of you and were described all of you, and then made this mural of. And it's in the same style as everything else in the temple.
Hi, Earl.
And it looks old as fuck, but it definitely looks like you 5.
The DM's got a cat standing literally on her head at this
Yep.
point.
He likes that chair.
It lets him see better out the window.
Okay, that's creepy. Are there any other doors?
Yeah, there's 2 more doors just like on the other side.
Okay. That means one of them is within range. So I'm gonna take a peek.
Okay. Opened its sheep. Yeah, I'm fine.
What you get for making eep noises?
All right, the
That's
centuries-old mural in this room is depicting what looks like 100 children. I don't think you stopped to count them, but they all look identical. Like they look like someone just grabbed copy paste on the whole mural. This same child. Give me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
12.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of children arranged on the wall. Looking at it from afar, like once you like get over the fact that there's a bunch of kids on this wall, it almost feels like they're placed in a position so that the whole like group of kids forms the outline of the continent of Omeria.
What the fuck? Do I see one with freaky eyes like in the other room?
No.
Okay.
Without a striped hat and shirt and glasses.
There's no Waldo?
There is no Waldo.
Okay. So there's one room I'm not going to be able to communicate to Blip. So I am going...
Send Blip, but
yeah.
he's going to have to describe it.
I'm going to send Blip, tell him, go in there for like 3 minutes, memorize as much as you can, and then come out and describe it all to me, please. Unless it's creepy like this and it's not going to take 3 minutes, but...
Okay. All right, so Blip goes into the last chamber, is in there for a bit, comes back out, and goes to where he gets contact with you again. And he goes, it's a picture of your friend? The same one that was using the flail in the other room. And they're standing before a multi-headed snake, a hydra.
Okay, apparently 10 is very important.
And then on the side, like on the other wall, connecting, because there's more than one wall, it's the same thing, but they're like standing in front of like a circle.
Okay, thank you. There's one last thing I want you to take a look at before you head back out.
The well.
Nope, not the well.
I'm going near that.
Nope, you can skirt around the outside. But I want you to check behind the throne again. Is there any... Try and see if there's something like a hidden door.
So the only thing he sees behind the throne is the smooth panel, like a small panel to like one side. And right beside the panel, there's like a picture of the Hydra again. But the panel is smooth. There's nothing on it. And he goes and like touches it, and it's there. But there's nothing like, because you've pointedly asked him like look for a secret door or something. He tries to like see if there's a seam in the wall or something like that. And there isn't.
Okay.
There's just that panel. It doesn't have any buttons. It doesn't have anything. It's just a smooth panel with the depiction of the head. The serpent is like on the wall beside the panel.
Yeah. Is there anything around the throne, like any part of it that seems to be slightly above or slightly lower, like a button on the throne itself?
No.
There's something behind this throne. I know there is. It's a freaking... Probably not elevator, but... Okay. Well... Do you want to come out, Blip, or do you want me to just desummon you for now?
Nah, it's easier if you desummon me.
Okay. Whoosh. No more Blip for now. As long as he's not killed, I can resummon him without any issue.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go take a nap now.
Basically. So, Ash just opens her eyes and is like, well, that was a lot. Tan, is there things you should be telling us? Do you have, like, a weird weapon?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
We need to find it for them.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently we do. Also, it's really creepy finding an ancient mural that obviously depicts all 5 of us. It makes me
That
wonder if
That
this
is
is why we
creepy,
were
yeah.
accepted in this village so quickly.
maybe. Well,
So how much do we want to tell Voodoo about what you saw, what we've seen here?
I mean, she
Oh.
only wanted to know about one room, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And still, that still seems like just an oddly specific request.
There, and I'll go with her to see what's his name. Figure out what's going on
Okay.
there.
What the fuck is going on with this island?
Don't know.
Good
But I'm
question.
not sure that I want to stay here anymore.
I mean, there's something living under it, very large living under it. There's a temple that has all sorts of
Things under it.
weird stuff in it and under it, and apparently goes down a very long way.
What? A word? Oh.
It's the list
Okay.
from the
I
room.
missed one then.
Sit with like the 12 creatures, the 12 elves.
12 seems to be an important number.
Question: Do we in the game have 12 months? Does this world have 12 months?
It might. I don't have that information at this time, but I can definitely ask.
Okay.
I'll also have to figure out how much each of you would know of possibly like creation myths and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'd know nothing.
I think Ziri's probably the one that knows more about creation myths and like the story of how the world came about and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I'm just starting to go through that in my head, like, okay, and like, what's the like, and does he know any significance of like the number 12 in stories or myths he's heard of?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
have to figure out some stuff character knowledge wise
Yeah.
out of game time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know we went through the days, but I don't remember if did Tan do anything specific during the week?
The only thing I mentioned was that I wanted to talk to Afune if she
Mhm.
gathered any more information. But other than that, just general thing, doing whatever needs to be done, kind of.
Okay. So like tagging along with the others who are doing stuff and that kind of thing. Okay. I mean, you could also help with Afune's. You can't necessarily speak to those who Afune is speaking to, but like trying to, like actively working towards befriending those in the village so that they trust you more and are more likely to give you more information. You could do that as an activity for the week as well. I have that somewhere. No. Somewhere. This is the problem with having PDFs instead of handouts. Physical handouts. Sometimes I really wish we had a printer. Because it would make this so much easier. Because then I could cut it up. Yes. And I have a whiny cat. But we're almost done because we'll do this and then we'll finish up the week. And All right, so you could either gather intelligence with Ifune basically helping you, or you could work towards earning trust. Those are two different activities that you could do. Um, so earning trust would get you possibly more, basically brownie points towards befriending the village, or you can do intelligence gathering, and that may have some dangers in terms of if things go wrong. But you could learn some more secrets, possibly from the island.
I kind of want to do like some intelligence gathering to see if we can find, you know,
I
see
think
if.
we're talking about Tan. She's talking to
Oh,
Tan.
sorry,
Yeah, we'll do 10 first.
never mind.
Um, let's try and gather some information first, and if it doesn't go so hot, we'll
Okay.
try the other one later.
Repair any damage done.
Yeah. We have a little bit because we did risk our asses saving that kid, so I'm kind of banking on that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So intelligence gathering is basically a week-long effort, where you're basically doing whatever it takes to like kind of find out. You can there's a couple of different things that you can try to go for. I'm guessing you're not going to go for anything from about the temple because that's kind of got covered by Ash. But you can either try to gather intelligence about the Serpent Whisperers themselves or about information of the island at large.
I don't know stuff about the island.
The island, okay. All right, so this calls for three checks. So it
Boy.
really you have advantage because Afune is helping you, especially for the like language barrier part.
Okay.
But I think in general your ability checks might be better than hers, unless you want to help her, which is fine if you guys are working together. Where's her sheet? So I can let you know. I'm gonna put you guys back on the Skeleton Island map. All right, so her best ones are deception and persuasion, actually, which is pretty good for talking to people. So she has a +5 to those, and a +4.
I'll let her do it.
Okay. I'll let you roll because that way you're actually doing the roll, but you'll use her bonuses and have advantage. So, so you're basically trying to kind of help people and get them talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how about we start with I guess deception in terms of like you're trying to hide the motive of what you're doing.
$17 plus hers is a 5, so 17 plus 5.
22.
All right, cool. Then give me persuasion. She also has a +5 to that, and the persuasion of trying to get them to talk.
13. You know what?
Mm.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna buy a reroll.
We're getting all microtransaction in this.
Yes.
That's only because it's for a good cause. You guys know that, right?
Yes, I'm aware. This is what I'm putting my money towards.
Also shows feels bad because Karu got a nat 20 after she rerolled on me.
Oh, this is for you though.
Yeah, so it's payback basically.
Preparation. Just another straight roll.
Would it be with advantage, Karu?
It's just one extra roll.
Okay.
Let's see.
Haha! There's the nat 20 to get you back, Karu.
There's the nat 20.
Apparently, donating to a fundraiser is a great way to get a natural 20.
That's how you do it.
And balance is restored.
Amazing. Okay. Last check. I'd say go for an insight. So hers is a +4. I don't know if yours is better. to kind of make sure you're getting the truth.
It's not any better.
So 23.
23,
Okay.
22,
Well,
25, and 23.
you have a very productive week. Let me see. Which ones did you guys know? Because I think I've given you one or two island secrets. Like, has anyone written those down?
We know about how they get a hold of men and the house they're kept in.
Right, and that was about the Serpent Whispers.
Kitty!
Island secrets. We were told about not going near that one area with the fricking Tyrannosaurus or whatever it was.
All right. So you get 3 pieces of information. The first thing you uncover is that apparently about 1,000 years ago, this island was home to a race of bird folk named the Disciples of Z. That's Z-E.
I think you mean Zed.
No, Z. The D is silent.
No one knows what happened to the bird folk, but it's their temple that can be found in the mountains. The one where you first met these.
The one that we got the sword from.
Yeah. I think 3 is the one that you actually had. That powerful magic hides the island from the outside world.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the one that you had found out beforehand. Okay, the other one is something you already knew, but basically get a confirmation that they know about it. Great serpents emerge from holes in the ground all over the island. These serpents have no tails. Some of the women believe that they are all part of one colossal being. So even they don't seem to be like familiar necessarily with what it is, just that they think it's some like one being that has all these like snake heads, but and I guess that leaves Okay, so the other thing that you find out is that shortly before you guys arrived on the island, a pair of males from the temple escaped into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
The males are important to the survival of the Serpent Whisperers, and Viothe is determined that they be captured and returned.
Huh. I almost feel like we knew that one before too.
I can't remember.
When we first went out towards the volcano, we were told to keep an eye out for people.
Yeah, but that was
Particularly
Viothe
those two.
talking about like giving you the request to look out for them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so apparently, like, she didn't say much besides these 2 people need to be found. Now you've discovered that they were apparently came from the temple and that they escaped and that they're somehow important to the survival of the village.
Okay.
No.
All right. So that was Tan's week. So we have Ziri left.
Yeah, let's go for trying to build up some more goodwill here, if we can.
Okay. Oh, okay. So earning trust works a bit differently. You're basically banking days. So every day that you spend earning trust, gets you basically 1 point towards the roll of how your relationship is with them. So how if you like, I can't remember how many days you spent learning the language, but the rest of the week you can basically allocate towards basically doing tasks for the village and helping them out, and that would be keep track of it, because then when we get to the end of the month, those days would be added to the group's roll to see how much trust you've earned with the village.
Okay, so I had said 6 days spent learning language. That just leaves one to earn
So
trust.
moving forward, you also know that that is something you can spend doing. Just one each day is basically a +1 to that D100 roll at the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay. And did I miss anyone? I'm just double checking.
Well, I was still doing smithing stuff for the village too.
Okay,
That was
we
the
can
other
count
2
that as
days.
earning trust, so you
Okay.
can bank that as earning trust if you're working
So
for
that'd
them
be-
specifically.
That'd be 2 more points because that was 2 days that I was working on it.
Hmm. You might want to each of you keep separately like how much each of you go towards earning trust, and then we can pool that all together when we do the roll.
Okay.
And we'll have whoever banked the most points can roll the D100.
Okay.
Zen keeps hanging out with
Vuda.
Vuda.
Yeah, Vuda's gonna be an interesting one. I'll have to figure that out. I might do also like since it was like half of the day was towards basically language, we might do half of the day that you're with Vuda, which is basically helping the village as earning trust. So you can count that like as a 0.5 per day spent with Vuda. Because it's not with the rest of the village, it's only banking with Vuda, who is a bit of an outcast too.
Poor Vuda.
Yeah.
And for myself, I mostly was doing language stuff. I think I did 6 days of language, so does that mean for the last day I could just do trust point?
Sure.
Okay.
And Earl says that it is time for us to end the session.
Yeah, his food time was an hour
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a very productive session. I think you guys learned more with a bit less danger to all of your health, except blips.
Poor Blip.
Mm,
Also, Karu, can you end the stream with giving Earl scritches, please?
Oh, this
Look
way?
at that
This
kitty.
way?
Oh, what a good
He's
kitty.
already purring.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Join us on Friday for the Wildmount one-shot, where we are also going to be giving away a copy of the Wildmount book for Roll20, specifically for Roll20.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, and join us on Friday. And thank you so much to those who have donated today.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
night.